Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. You'll get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And when I'm not asking Bruce, hey, how big was Batista's? Well, you know. One of the things I like to do is help people save money. And if you're watching this video right now and you're in a 30-year loan, man, you're overpaying your single biggest bill and you may not even realize it. I want you to do a little experiment for me. Take your calculator out, multiply your monthly house payment by 360 payments. That's how many payments there are in a 30-year loan. That big scary number, that's your total of payments. You're looking at that number? You know you can do better. Keep more of your own money right now and go to savewithconrad.com. Or maybe you've got credit card debt. Man, it's not a matter of if I can save you money with that. Your average interest rate on a credit card is more than 20%. And by the way, all the interest you pay on those credit cards, it's not tax deductible. Whereas the mortgage interest, well, that is tax deductible. So if you owe this debt, it's up to you how to pay it back. Doesn't it make sense to get the cheapest rate possible and the greatest tax deduction possible? Find out how much money you can save right now for free at savewithconrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. Even scores in the 500s can be approved, and it's no cost out of pocket. But maybe best of all, we're licensed in more than 40 states. We can help more families than ever before. But how much can we save you? Find out right now for free with a quick quote from savewithconrad.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett First Arcade, 605 NWA. TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin, Bogey, Magnum, Dusty, Express Tag Team. Turner, Bodden, Mid-South Joint World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and Friends North, they win. Look, Schiavone's back again. World title split off, center stage, Bischoff. Disney, Hogan, and Nitro. New World Order and The Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette Champ, Vinnie Mac, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad, not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lowest rules, cat back. This wasn't the initial plan. Tom Zigg's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make a tip. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when? WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Conrad, what's going on with you, buddy? How you doing?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be twins, and I don't think the world can handle two of me. I'm so excited to be here with you. It's been a beautiful weekend here in my life, and hopefully in yours as well. And we're ready to get our week started here on Patreon, and of course, everybody else enjoys us on Wednesday. And hopefully, if you're listening on Wednesday, you're going to check out Tony tonight on AEW. It's a big deal, man. Fight for the Fallen, Brian Cage, Jon Moxley. This was supposed to have happened, but COVID had different plans. It's happening tonight. World champion versus FTW champion. Who you got, Tony Tone?
I got Jon Moxley because Jon Moxley likes violence and he likes... Now, hang on a second. I got Jon Moxley, and that is without knowing what's going to happen. Okay.
Oh, right.
So
yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Don't everybody listen to this say, "Oh, Schiavone's already spoiled it. Moxley's going to win." I don't know. I won't. I really won't know till I get there, and I really won't know till sometimes
the final hand hits 3 times. You son of a bitch! What are you trying to insinuate?
That's exactly right.
Here's the deal, though. Let's just talk brass tacks before we get into the reason we're here. And don't get me wrong, we've got a great show planned for you. I'm excited to talk about it. But first, we wanted to do this right up front so we could get annoying Taz off of our list today. Because the idea that both you and I would pick Jon Moxley to beat his thoroughbred, Brian Cage, is going to annoy Taz. And our phones are going to blow up.
Well, I've got a remedy for that.
Okay.
You just put your phone on silent and pick it up now and then and ignore it.
Well, what fun is that?
So you like poking the bear?
I love poking the bear. It's one of my favorite things to do. And we're going to poke the bear a lot today. We're going to be talking about ECW Heatwave 2000. And I'm excited to cover this one. It went down on July 16th in 2000. This is really, what was the way you used to describe WCW towards the end? A coffin on roller skates?
Mm-hmm. A clusterfuck.
Well, a coffin on roller skates is probably where ECW is headed here in July of 2000. And that pains me to say, but we know they're going to run their last show in January. So just 5 months after this, they're done. And this is one of the last big pay-per-views, and it's not without its own controversy. So there's a lot to unpack here, a lot to talk about. And there may even be some follow-up we're going to do over at adfreeshows.com and patreon.com/WHW Monday, because you and I have a friend who happened to be there in a professional capacity, and he's going to update us on some shenanigans. And they offered to do that on the regular program here, but of course we don't do guests here, and we didn't want to upset the apple cart. So it's just going to be me and Tony today, but at some point we're going to break off and have a few minutes and catch up about the controversy surrounding this show. And man, there is a lot of it. And you've never seen this show, right, Tony?
No, I've never seen it. And about the controversy, I'm very unaware of what the controversy was of the show, with the exception of, now I did watch parts of it today, getting prep for this. There's a lot of females scantily clad.
Oh, so you've already seen the spoiler. Let me just tell you, the start of this pay-per-view is going to be Tony's favorite start to a pay-per-view in the professional wrestling category ever. You've got to find it over on the WWE network. What I want you to do is go to In-Ring, scroll down until you see ECW pay-per-views, select 2000, and then select ECW Heatwave 2000 from July 16th. Tony, I've got it pulled up on my end. I'm ready when you are.
I'm pulling it up too, baby. Ready? When I say play, hit play.
Oh, wow. We're not doing a big pomp and circumstance. We're getting right to the shit today.
Well, you want some more pomp and circumstance?
No. I'm ready.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. And when I say play, you hit play, not after I say play, but right when I say play, you hit it. Okay.
And by the way, if you want to hear this interrupted without ads, go to adfreeshows.com. We understand if you're watching along with us on the free version that comes out on Wednesday, occasionally Westwood One will drop an ad in there. Praise be. Thank you, our friends in New York City who make that happen. But we know it messes you up at home, and we want you to be uninterrupted. So take your ass over to adfreeshows.com. But as you know, as a longtime listener of the show, you don't have to be watching the show with us to enjoy it and have some laughs. Right. But it does sometimes make it a little more fun, especially when the show starts like this one.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Track it.
Jasmine, how did you ever get involved with a man like the Blue Boy? I mean, the Blue Boy in his natural habitat, the Blue Boy looking fit, the Blue Boy looking firm, and the Blue Boy, baby, looking fine. And the Blue Boy is utterly disgusted. Baby, come look at this.
Gross.
Look at this fat piece of shit. Hey, Lourdes, get up when I'm talking to you. You can use the exercise. Oh, hold that thing back, man. Whoa. Hey, brother, don't you have any pride? Don't you have any self-esteem? Don't you have any motivation? I dare you to even know a man named Jim, let alone work out in one. I mean, it's not exactly here. It's not exactly here, but it's right here that makes you a fat bastard. Oh, don't be jealous, Lourdes. I mean, nobody can look as good as the Blue Boy, but you wouldn't be man enough to handle a woman like Jasmine St. Clair. You blue piece of crap. Hey, what's with the fatitude, buddy? I'm gonna kick your ass. You ain't even worth the sweat of the Blue Boy's abs.
Let's go.
The Blue Boy has sold his soul and now he's reaping the benefits. Jasmine St. Clair, here we are. Sunny Los Angeles, California. Now this is no city of angels. It's the devil's playground. Let's face it. Historically speaking, every time there's a heat wave in LA, you have riots, burning, looting, pillaging, blackouts. But I know you wrestling fans are far too sophisticated to enjoy such reindeer games. That's why, in the interest of higher art and culture, I present to you Xtreme Championship Wrestling Heatwave 2000 live on pay-per-view. Now, this is a show that is fully loaded. In fact, you might say that it's a regular Rodney King of the ring. And topping off the show tonight, we have a match that's near and dear to me. It holds a special place in my heart. It's called the Stairway to Hell. The World Heavyweight Champion, Just Incredible. The Innovator of Violence, Tommy Dreamer. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? I don't care. The only thing for certain is that they're both up to their necks in hot water. Wouldn't you agree, Mikey?
Tony?
What the fuck did we just watch?
I love you. I was so excited for you to see that open.
First of all, Jasmine should have not worn anything. She shouldn't have worn anything because she didn't wear anything.
Well,
I mean, there was nothing to the imagination with her there.
Do you know what she's famous for, by the way?
No, I don't.
We'll talk about it some other time. But
was that Blue Meanie as Blue Boy?
yeah.
Wow, he looked good.
Yeah.
Wow, man. And here we are, and we're at the legendary Olympic Auditorium in L.A.
And do you know why it's legendary?
Well, they used to have wrestling there a lot.
Yes, they did.
It's also where they shot Ready to Rumble.
How about that?
And I think they also shot Man in the Moon, part of that there with Jerry Lawler.
So many great things over the days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's one of the more iconic buildings, not a huge building, but certainly, one that saw its fair share ish. I mean, how about Rocky was shot there?
Mm.
I mean, I know you mentioned the wrestling ones, but dude, Rocky, come on.
Yeah. I think it's just now just a movie set. I don't think they have any more shows in there of any type. I may be wrong. It may have changed, but I was told that it's just a movie set now. So maybe I'm wrong.
Look at Joel Gertner sporting this fucking snakeskin neck brace.
Isn't that something, man? He's looking good. And he's got that cut off look of the suit and just.
No, he looks like, remember Tim in the summer suit? I know he killed the gimmick, but he used to walk around in suits with shorts like this and called it a summer suit.
Yeah.
Well, he never went full Gertner where the chest hair was hanging out, the taco meat. Maybe he should bring that back.
Look at this group of fans here, man. They are into this shit, aren't they?
Well, they love that he's foul and dirty, and we missed his limerick, but let me just assure you, it was probably bad.
Yeah.
But how about Blue Meanie dropping a whole lot of LBs? He went from a triple XL to an extra schmedium. And then the silly gag of Mikey Whipwreck being buried up to the neck and the waves coming in. Now, what you're seeing right now, we should remind you, is this is Don Callis, one of the head cheeses of Impact Wrestling these days. But in this era, he is an on-camera performer / co-commentator with Joey Styles. He had tried his hand with the WWE as a wrestler a few years prior. Bruce Pritchard crushed his hopes and dreams, and he carries a grudge to this day and thinks Bruce is a giant piece of shit. Anyway, The deal is he is representing the network. He's a heel. So when he comes out, as you see, he's got the TNN mic cube. The WWE had just inked a brand new deal to leave USA and come to Viacom. And now, even though they were in business with ECW, they got what they really wanted, which was WWE. So it turns out that TNN gave ECW a deal to sort of put their toe in the water for the wrestling space. And when they got some good returns, they felt good enough to make a major bid to get the television rights for WWE. So they do. So now that WWE is coming to the station, that means ECW is going to be homeless very soon when it comes to their television product. And that's about to be all she wrote.
Wow. So done in by a bunch of country rednecks.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
It turns out Nashville tried to once upon a time ruin Steve Austin's career with poor paydays. And they tried to ruin ECW by pulling the wool out from, pulling the rug out from under and pulling the wool over their eyes, whatever you're pulling, they're pulling things, shenanigans. And then somehow TNA comes through Nashville too. I think we can agree when it comes to wrestling, state of Tennessee has fucked more people than anybody.
I think Don Calais here does not know where the hard camera is. If he's the network boss, he needs to face the hard camera more. Okay.
It's ECW, man.
Okay.
So by the way, Blue Meanie dropping all the LBs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's probably some of the most on camera speaking he'd ever done in ECW. But I thought he did a fine job at it.
He was good. I mean, look, he's a talented kid. We know him. We know him very well.
Oh, by the way, he's got a new podcast with a great friend of the show, Josh Chernoff. You should go check it out. Mind of Meanie. Yeah. And let me just tell you, I hate Josh Chernoff. I just called him a friend of the show, but I hate him because he's talented and he's a nice guy and he's professional and he tries hard and he's a good dude, but that's not why I hate him. I hate him because he somehow has a brother as talented as him. They created this killer cartoon telling a hilarious story about how Blue Meanie's gas was once so bad that it ruined a car forever. And they animated the story. I've heard Meanie tell the story and had him tell the story for us before at a live show, and he was a guest of ours. But my God, they turned it into a cartoon, and I'm fighting mad about it. I've wanted to work with an animator to tell some of our stories here on the show for a long time and couldn't find one. Fucking Chernoff's related to one. Bastards. I hate them. So go check it out. Go out of your way to find it. Mind of Meanie. It's good stuff. When you see how good it is, you'll say, oh, I see why Conrad hates them too. I would want that.
It's not always bad to be hated by Conrad.
No, listen, if I mention you on here, I probably like you.
Yeah. It's like, if and I want to say something about, people we hate.
Sure. Let's talk about, let's shit on.
Okay. Let's talk about, a lot of our, low-key big hogs.
Yeah.
Are still podcasting.
Oh yeah. That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was talking to our buddy Paul Bromwell the other day, and he said, man, I'm busy with this podcast. And I'm thinking, he said, and I talked to Damian Purvis, and he said, yeah, we're doing it. And thanks to you and Conrad, we're podcasting. And I'm thinking,
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
What the fuck have we started with these
I
people?
didn't start none of that horse shit.
You started it all, Podfather. You started it all. Yeah.
I forgot to tell you. I did this interview a week or two back. I forget. But we were talking about, how crazy it was that you were back on TV and that Bruce was back with WWE. And I said, man, I got to tell you, that's the coolest thing about my whole little podcast venture, cause I just fell into this and just started looking for opportunities and walking through open doors, as they say. And one thing leads to another. And both of you guys who thought you were both done with wrestling and it's in your rearview mirror, through the podcast, get back into it, get the fever, get the bug, get some momentum, and get big time jobs paying big dollars, and you're back where you belong. And when I said, hey man, if to know that, my silly podcast idea that I sold them on had even a small part in that, them getting back in wrestling, man, that's the greatest feeling of all. Like, that's such a cool thing to have been involved in. And then, like, I don't know, every third comment was like, look at this motherfucker. claiming credit for getting Tony Schiavone back in wrestling, claiming credit for helping Bruce get back in wrestling. And I'm thinking, hey, why don't you fucks ask him?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's an idea. That ain't me saying that. That's Tony Schiavone saying, goddamn, thanks for getting me back in this. This is fun.
Jesus.
People just shit on anything.
Oh, I know they do.
And that's the reason I like to shit on Paul Bromwell and everything he does. That Saved by the Pod. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
That goddamn Jay-Z Flair show. Ugh. Oh, we got Nikita Koloff on this week. Oh, Russian sickle. Yeah, we get it. Go get a fucking flat top. Nobody cares.
Jesus. Yeah. Just a bunch of goofs with nothing better to do. Here's an idea. Spend more time with your families.
There you go.
Okay. Now, in the midst of you and I talking about a bunch of goofs, what the fuck have we been watching here?
So it's a big promo, a big schmoz. And what they're trying to do is, oh, look, there goes Sam. There's Ronnie, Atlas Security in the house.
Ronnie, go kick some ass in there, buddy.
Don't you feel like if Ronnie wouldn't have gotten to security, he would be like he'd drive an 18-wheeler? I feel like he would be like the big boss on the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
He wants to drive a big truck and arm wrestle motherfuckers and dive bars and eat a double cheeseburger. Don't you think?
I agree.
I mean, listen, Hulk Hogan's running around here saying largest arms in the world. Having a good authority. Atlas Security has the largest arms in the world.
Whoa. How about that?
How about
Referee takes
Matt Coon is fucking pissed. That's Matt Coon and his son Matthew, who just turned 18. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Yeah. He calls that the podcast ender.
The podcast ender. Matt Coon's lost a little weight too. Look at that.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Svelte. By the way, what we've got here is Big Sally Graziano taking on Balls Mahoney.
Here comes Balls. We've seen a lot of.
We have seen a lot of balls, Tony.
We've seen a lot of Balls in the past, and I always kind of liked him. You know, I know he's not with us any longer, but man, I couldn't stop myself. I'm a ball watcher.
I'm a ball watcher.
Ball watcher. Watch ball hit Sal. Oh, fuck, he spit on him.
You know what's crazy is, I'm pretty sure when you see this, and no, this was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks, well, Big Sally's going to be the first one to check out here.
Right.
I think he's still with us.
He may be.
But meanwhile, Balls Mahoney is not. And man, I got to tell you, everybody who worked with him, you know, they may have had their critiques of some personal choices or habits or decisions he made. But he was supposedly like just one of the boys, like a good dude. I never met him, but I heard really, really nice things about him as a person.
Yeah, that's good. Sally may have found the keto diet. Oh,
bam! You ever want to see a guy get CTE? There it is.
Whoa.
He literally broke it. It's in multiple pieces.
Oh my God. He didn't even flinch.
No, he didn't go down.
Yeah, Jesus. I love it. I love it. Pick him up and
Down he goes.
Down he goes. All right. Chat me up on this. You said that this show had a lot of controversy about it. Was it because of what we'd seen?
No, it's coming. By the way, this is about to be the end here. This is about to be a finish.
I did scroll ahead and saw when Francine came to the ring.
You excited about that?
Yeah, and I was the commentary they did was whoa, really, really.
Risque.
You couldn't get away with it today.
Yeah, we'll play it. There it is. By the way, here comes the referee Jim Molyneux, who, by the way, Joel Gertner had the best introduction ever for. Once upon a time, it would be like first the Dudleys weighing in at a slim trim, blah blah blah. Just you know. And their opponents, and then he would shit on them. And then, and your referee is bald. Such a great fucking joke. Never gets old. By the way, Meltzer gave that a dud rating. It went a minute 39. He called it a basic squash.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way to start the pay-per-view.
Meltzer says, it's really a shame that in some circles, the ECW Heatwave pay-per-view is being best remembered for a publicity stunt by XPW attempting to make its name in the wrestling industry on something of a national stage than for a very strong ECW show put on. The show took place before a crowd of approximately 5,700, a near sellout, though there were free tickets being given away in the parking lot before the show on July 16th at the Grand Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, which, due to its national coverage, was, along with Madison Square Garden and the Kiel in St. Louis, the most famous pro wrestling arena in the U.S. during the 60s and 70s. Ever since the event was announced in LA, there were rumors that XPW, a Southern California-based indie group by porn mogul Rob Black, patterned after ECW, that had already been sued for trademark infringement and contract interference by ECW, would cause some sort of disturbance. The company actually promised such on its website, leading to a ton of concern beforehand by ECW. As fans were being led into the building, the local security laid out the following rules: no XPW signs, no blank signs. ECW management didn't want to give XPW employees or fans a chance to create signs once inside, and no XPW t-shirts. XPW flyers for their show the following Saturday at the sports arena were on most of the car windshields in the parking lot, and they were being passed around in the building. ECW was assisted by a local musician named Doc Marley, who once worked for XPW and assisted ECW security in spotting out XPW wrestlers and officials as they tried to enter the building, and all of them were thoroughly searched. Jasmine St. Clair, the former porn star who had worked for XPW before getting into wrestling, but is now the girlfriend of Brian Heffron, the Blue Boy, and works for ECW, also pointed out various people associated with XPW around the arena. A few XPW wrestlers came wearing company shirts, but were forced to turn the shirts inside out. And, I just got a random call from Ronnie Garvin.
On your phone?
Yes, just now. Oh my God, it's Bobby Eaton with C.W. Anderson.
Oh my God. And here we're talking about porn. What the hell? What are we doing? Bobby Eaton looking good here, man.
Bobby Eaton. What the fuck? Come on.
I didn't even know he obviously was in ECW. I had no idea.
Well, he did a couple random one-off shots, and this is one of them.
Okay.
I do like, though, an Anderson and an Eaton.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
There's Simon Diamond.
And that brings us to this today.
Yeah. And there he comes. What a great gimmick he had too. Simon Says, and his man right here, his tag team partner, Johnny Swinger.
Yeah. I remember Johnny. Johnny was pretty cool.
He's, doing a gimmick in TNA right now.
Is he really?
Yep. Just learned that.
Wow.
I hadn't been watching as much as I used to.
Wow. How about that, man? Good stuff.
Anyway, so the XPW dudes are trying to get themselves over and get some attention. Meltzer would say at one point, the Wrestler Supreme was wearing a shirt and some fans were chanting XPW, seeing it, and Atlas Security told him he had to turn his shirt inside out. He did so and shook the Los Angeles police officer's hands and proceeded to pose for photos and sign autographs. According to one XPW wrestler, before the show started, there had been dialogue through an intermediary who worked for ECW and knew Black and spoke with him about the show and the internet threat. Black supposedly told him there would be no problems at the show, but he had purchased $650 worth of tickets. ECW didn't believe him, hence enforcing the aforementioned rules for people coming to the building. XPW wrestlers and officials located throughout the building caused no incidents for most of the show and continued to pose for photos and sign some autographs. Although for the most part, most of the fans didn't even know who they were, except for the guys who looked like local indie wrestlers because Christy Miss stood out. She's a porn star. People were coming up to them for photos and autographs as the show went on, particularly in between matches. At the end of the Rhino Sandman match, Rhino, after winning, drank a beer to mock Sandman and threw the beer can in the direction of the XPW contingent in the front row. Some of the suds hit XPW Wrestler Supreme, who was at ringside with valet Christy Mist, Jimmy the homeless guy, Chris Kloss, and Kid Chaos, but most drenched a fan sitting next to him. Supreme started yelling at Rhino, who never acknowledged him. Just as the main event with Credible and Dreamer started, the crowd started chanting for Francine to take her top off. Mist, an XPW valet, stood up, turned her back to the ring, and took off her top, revealing a black leather bra which got a huge pop, none of which was evident watching the show on TV. Those near her say she was teasing, doing what could be amounted to practice tugs at her top at different times throughout the show. Apparently ECW officials noted it in the middle of the Rob Van Dam match, and before she could tease taking it off, Francine was in her face about trying to steal her heat, since Francine was supposed to do a spot where she lost her top as the focal point of the main event. According to one report, Mist shoved Francine, who shoved her back. Supreme started taking off his shirt, although most feel it wasn't to fight, but to turn the shirt around and have the XPW logo visible on camera as the commotion broke out. Mist went down. XPW officials claimed a security guard shoved Supreme, who fell into Mist. Another XPW wrestler took off his shirt, revealing an XPW shirt underneath. The camera strangely were showing that there was a major commotion for longer than would be expected, but not showing what the commotion was. The only mention was Joey Styles indicating a drunk fan had done something to Francine, while all the security in half the locker room emptied out and rushed to that corner of ringside looking for a fight, wisely not giving XPW any publicity. So how about that?
That sounds like just like a bunch of outlaws.
It is.
In the Wild Wild West.
It is. Meltzer would continue. The security chased the XPW wrestlers out of the building where a brawl took place in the parking lot. Enough of the fans realized a fight was going on outside that a large percentage of the audience was rushed to the back. To the live crowd, it largely killed the main event. According to numerous witnesses and people involved, the ECW contingent greatly outnumbered the XPW contingent, and it was a far more violent brawl on the street than in the arena. Lots of punches, in particular, New Jack, Jack Victory, Sally Graziano, Roadkill, Chili Willy, Mikey Whipwreck, and even Paul Heyman were thrown on their outmanned foes. One wrestler who was a witness said it looked to be 20 ECW on 7 XPW guy odds until they were able to escape in a limo, but not before taking a pretty bad beating, including an XPW ring crew guy, which XPW claimed was knocked down by a wrestler and then punched and stomped on repeatedly by New Jack. There were Los Angeles police officers watching this, the ones working the show. Nobody extra was called, and no charges were filed, and nobody was arrested, which was also sounding strange, but was explained that they were upset at the behavior of the XPW crew. Now here's the word I got. You've got fucking a shoot brawl happening in the parking lot where guys are getting the shit beat out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the cops don't do anything. So I know what you're thinking. Well, why not? Let's remember, we're at a wrestling show. So when we see 20 wrestlers fighting 7 wrestlers, we're probably going to think it's part of the show.
Right.
It's not like they're beating up meemaws and little kids.
Right.
These aren't fans. These are all professional, quote unquote, play fighters. Now, I'm not dismissing it, but I'm saying they probably think this is a production. This isn't real life. Oh no, he's punching him in the head for real. They just assume RASSLIN, that's wrestling.
And of course they're in Hollywood, so to speak.
Yes.
Right.
So they're used to seeing shit like this and just assume, oh, well, this is just a storyline.
This is very engaging. I mean, are we going to see parts of any of this, or did they never cut it out?
We'll see a little bit.
Okay.
Meltzer would write, Paul Heyman after the show said he couldn't comment on anything because he expected it would turn into a legal situation. It's considered that both sides were considering legal action against the other. ECW for XPW's alleged attempting to interfere with a live television broadcast, and XPW outright said a lawsuit should be expected within the week, claiming their attacks inside and outside were physically unprovoked and excessive. They posted a big thing, Meltzer would say, quote unquote, baby facing themselves. And he says, Rob Black, the owner, went even more out of control later in the week, challenging ECW to send 5 wrestlers for a shoot fight UFC style, claiming that ECW only beat up ring crew guys and not only the wrestlers, but bragged that Mist can be seen performing in porn videos, which I guess makes her better than Francine. I should mention that I know that sounds silly, but both ECW and XPW are leveraging adult films. Like Rob Black really owned a porn company called Xtreme Associates. And this was a company that had federal situations on their hands because some of the stuff was so over the top. Like they said, this crosses the line.
Boy, that's,
They were known for vomit, simulated rape,
God.
fists.
He had to spend some time in jail.
So there's a lot of stuff going on, right? And so in the middle of all of this, where they're trying to sort of get their name, and what they're doing, by the way, calling themselves, I mean, the name of the porn company was Xtreme Associates. They wanted to call themselves XPW, like Xtreme Pro Wrestling. Well, that sure sounds an awful lot like Extreme Championship Wrestling. And then they started to hire guys who were upset or pissed off with Paul Heyman, including Sabu. So like at the time this happened, Sabu's not with ECW, he's with XPW, but he doesn't participate in any of the shenanigans where he's going to go sit front row or anything like that. But his idea was, hey, let's get some of our porn girls from our porn production company to be valets in the wrestling. And on the surface, that sounds like, well, I don't know about that. But then you realize what videos do best for wrestling promotions on YouTube, even in 2020. And you're like, well, turns out guys would pay for that. Yeah. And I mean, even ECW in this era, they're chanting things like show your tits at Francine. And that would never happen now. But back then that was just like a regular every show chant that people did.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I know.
Well, now we've got real porn stars who are doing ungodly, unspeakable things that the government doesn't even want them to do them. So yeah, you could, have a look and see what that's like if you're into that. And that's the idea. But of course, as you could expect, this did not work out, which is why you've never heard of XPW.
No, not at all. Now the XPW staff is front row ringside.
There's
right now?
Some of the wrestlers and whatnot are right there.
Okay. Not across from us, right?
To the left.
To the left
of the
okay.
hard cam.
Front row ringside to the left. Okay. We'll keep an eye out. That's an incredible story. I mean, this almost sounds like old timey, back when, I've talked to a lot of older gentlemen who've been in wrestling, me being one of them, but older than me, that said back in the old days, they used to take over territories by gunpoint in the old days. And that kind of what it sounds like to me, trying to take over a promotion, really. Just, it's crazy.
It gets even crazier, man. That's not even the craziest story with XPW. The craziest story is apparently, Rob married one of his adult film stars. So the guy who owns the rival promotion, I believe married, or at least lived with one of his, top female performers on the adult side of things. Allegedly, according to the rumor and innuendo, one of his top acts for XPW started to have physical relations with her.
Okay.
And when Mr. Black, his boss, found out about it, he was not happy about it.
I understand that.
So he sent a couple of guys to his apartment to cut his dick off.
Did they succeed?
They did not cut his pecker off.
Okay.
But they did cut some stuff off, and it was a horrific brawl. And I have asked and begged and pleaded and tried to sell the guys at Dark Side of the Ring that if they do a Vice season 3, we have to get an episode about XPW. What a story.
It got my attention. I can tell you that, man.
I mean, here's what's great. This is what happens in indie promotions. Meanwhile, with WWE and WCW, Vince hires Eric Bischoff to make out with his wife and daughter. RASSLIN, that's wrestling.
Well, I'm glad to say that, happy to say that we have evolved in the 20 years, all the right ways. Meanwhile, Conrad, we've seen some pretty spectacular bumps in this match.
Yeah, this is a good match. So as a reminder, what we're watching is Danny Doring teaming up with Roadkill and Kid Kash. They're going to take on Simon Diamond, Swinger, and C.W. Anderson. They're going to go 11 minutes and 3 seconds. Meltzer really likes it. Gave it 3 1/4 stars.
Yeah, there was some good stuff. I saw Johnny Swinger do some stuff, and I guess Kash did some pretty good stuff as well.
You know, I believe C.W. Anderson retired on Facebook last month. He gave a pretty heartfelt speech, and all the comments and likes and all of that made me think it was real. I thought the end was a little off. Maybe he was just overcome with emotion for real, but I was like, it felt a little weird. I sent it to my group chat, who we've now nicknamed the Sad News Bears. And more than one Sad News Bear said, oh, this is just an angle. This is a work. But I'm not convinced, because guys like Chris Cruz were like, hey man, you did a great job. You should be proud, blah, 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 whatever. And I do think C.W. Anderson was probably born at the wrong time. If he's 10 years older, I think he would have been a big part of the NWA and what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
If he's 10 years younger, I think he'd be, I mean, goddamn, he could be the other member of the Revival. The Revival wanted to do a 6-man.
Yeah, I agree with all that. And if, I also feel that if I got a comment from Chris Cruz, I would want to kill myself.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to say Chris Cruz. Fuck him. I was just thinking about people I hate, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I meant to say Scott Hudson. I'm friends with Scott Hudson on Facebook, and I saw Scott make a comment. So I was like, wait a minute. Is he saying that to C.W. Anderson? What's he doing?
Yeah, I get that. Well, look at this, man.
Hey, that was a big move for 2000.
Yes, it was. And it was executed quite well.
Danny Doring over the top onto 3 guys waiting. And of course, Roadkill's trying to send Kid Kash. And Roadkill drops down, springboard off the top. That was a big time bump right there.
Yes, it was. And again, I mean, the fans are just eating this the fuck up. Again, just really done well. Now, wait a second. Is big guy going to do it?
Look at this tease from Roadkill.
Oh God.
He looks like Cassio Kid right here.
Yeah, he's skinnier than Cassio Kid. Oh, well, there you go.
You didn't think he was going to flip though, did you?
I didn't know what he was. Who know? I didn't follow ECW, and so nothing surprised me with them.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I forgot to remind you. Guess what we're doing next week?
What?
We're watching a little person beat off in a trash can.
Oh God. We've been talking about that for weeks.
Trash can, trash can, trash can, trash can. God damn, I love this show. We get to watch little people whack it off, whack it off in a trash can. Call it wrestling. Yeah.
Man, we just saw a pretty good Alabama jam there from, who was that? Who's that in the purple? Is that Kash?
That's Danny Doring.
That's Danny Doring in the purple?
Rolling around on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, here's the deal. I'm colorblind, Tony. So when you say things like purple, I'm just having to guess.
Okay. Woo!
That would suck. I wouldn't want to take that bump.
Yeah, these 6 guys are actually putting on a pretty good show for us here.
I used to be convinced in this era, Kid Kash was going to be their top guy. He would be like the next Jerry Lynn, the next Rob Van Dam. Man, look at that spine buster. By the way, I think, if I have this right, I think Kid Kash might be a listener to this show.
Oh, Kid Kash. Hey, we respect you, buddy.
He had a great comment about who belonged in wrestling and didn't belong in wrestling a few months ago when all of the allegations about sexual misconduct happened. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know Kid Kash was on Twitter. So I immediately followed him, and immediately we DM'd back and forth, and I got the indication that I think he actually listens to the show, and he picks up the win there with quite the finisher. But look at that dude. Aren't you convinced coming out of this, he's a bigger star?
Oh yeah.
Look at the crowd. Crowds are way into it.
They're eating his ass up, man.
I mean, I really was convinced, man. He's the next Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn. Like, hey, I have a good look. I'm a great technical wrestler, but I can do all kinds of crazy big stuff too.
Yeah. He looks, has a Jerry Lynn look about him, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a good look, man.
Yeah, it is.
And that big flip into the crowd, I know people now saying, I see that every Wednesday. Well, nobody saw it ever in 2000, and Chris Kash got it over, man. Chris Kash, Kid Kash. Chris Kash is a different wrestler. I'll teach you.
Oh, Rhino.
This is going to be a bad promo.
Your wife in the fucking hospital. I like hearing how your kids stand over her hospital bed and her neck in traction and her laying on her back in that hospital, just reeking of the rotten stench of her gash. Sandman, keep on coming after me. You know what? Bring everything you possibly can bring to the ring, Sandman. Because you know what? It doesn't matter what you bring. Because I'm not laying down. I'm not giving this belt up, Sandman. This is my meaning in life. And you think I'm giving it up? No. Why? Because I'm the big fucking deal. The ECW World Television Champion, Rhino. Come on, Sandman. Come on, you want it. Take it. Come on. Bring it. Come on, Sandman. Come on.
What the fuck? What the hell, man?
Not like when your little stinking kids are laying over your whore wife's hospital bed and they have to cover their nose because of her smelly vagina.
It's a screaming.
Come on.
I mean, listen, Heyman was producing all of that. I blame Rhino for nothing that was said right there. That's probably exactly how they asked him to do it and what they wanted him to say, and he did. But I'll never forget when that aired, just being like, fucking really? Like, I'm 19, and even I'm like, really?
Holy shit, man.
Her gash reeked. Like, who even said the word gash? Like, I feel like you had to be born in the 50s. Yeah, these dames today and their gashes.
Oh man, Jerry looks good, doesn't he?
By the way, you want to talk about a fucking clinic? You're about to see why ECW still had hardcore fans. This is going to be a badass match. The king of old school, Steve Corino, taking on the new fucking show, Jerry Lynn. They get plenty of time, 15 minutes, 25 seconds. Meltzer was a low-key hater, gave it 3 1/4 stars, but there is a spot in here that you are going to fucking love.
Okay. So 3 3/4 stars is a hater.
Well, this is better than that.
Okay. All right. I get it.
My point is, if this match happened in Japan, I have busted your balls about that very saying for 3 years, and I just couldn't wait to eventually use it on you. Couldn't say it without laughing.
There you go.
By the way, I heard you chuckle earlier. I bet one of your favorite wrestler names of all time is Homeless Jimmy.
When you said that, I'm thinking, was it really a wrestler or really just a homeless guy they brought in with them?
You know, I fucked it up. It's Jimmy the homeless guy.
It doesn't matter. Just use the word homeless. Use the word homeless before, after the name. It all has the same effect.
Dude, one of the best jokes I ever heard was, this is an awful joke. Oh, the best thing about dating a homeless girl is you can drop her off anywhere.
Jesus Christ.
It's such a terrible joke. It's so bad. It's funny.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, we do silly humor here on this show.
Yes, we do. You don't have to explain that.
No, you don't have to explain it.
They know. They know.
So here we got, man, I see Jerry every other week now, and
he's kicking ass here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's such a great guy. And, he's really gone through some health problems, and he and I have talked about that, about the crazy bumps he used to take and crazy things he used to do, and how, obviously he's paying for it now in his later years, but, he is Jerry's such a great human. He is. He's a good man, and really have a lot of time for him always.
Can you imagine if he was a political jack off, what he could have done in the business?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he is one of those like nice to a fault guys.
Right.
Where you just can't help but wonder if he pulled some of the political shenanigans that we've heard guys like Triple H have done over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he'd be running wrestling right now.
Oh yeah. Wow. Wow.
How about that maneuver?
Yeah. Where are you on time? Give me your time cue.
I'm a little behind you based on your reaction, because you just saw that tornado DDT off the rail onto the floor. Give me your time code and I'll catch up.
42, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
We're on the money.
Right.
We see them sliding back in the ring here.
Mm-hmm. That was a hell of a tornado DDT, but yeah, you're right.
Look, he's
Jerry.
busted open a crimson mask.
Oh my God.
It,
Yes, sir,
track
baby.
it, track it, track it.
Jerry Lynn is now trying to rip open that gash with his fingers.
Now you're partly responsible for this.
What are you talking about?
Back in Chicago, Tajiri had you locked in the tarantula after you had been misted. And then after the matchup, you and Corino attacked Jerry Lynn because he made it clear he would not sell out to the network.
He made it clear he was a stupid.
Oh, I thought they were doing something right there they didn't do yet. I need you to hear it, but you'll know it when you see it, and you will have a reaction.
Okay.
By
During
the
this
way,
match.
this spot right here, stand in the corner, punch him in the head 10 times. That left 10 years too late.
That's right. Oh.
Oh, power bomb onto a chair.
Man.
And Corino is pouring buckets. You know, we often talk about, oh, that's old school. Well, he was calling himself the king of old school, even here in 2000. He's got the old Austin Hall kind of boots on, Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes-esque. But, and even the Macho Man for that matter, but he has a crimson mask, as Gordon Sully would say.
Good God. I mean, you know, guys with blonde hair always showed off the blood better.
Oh,
I mean, obviously, you know, Flair was the master at that, but I mean, this is kind of Flair-esque right here, the blood.
oh, big time.
Yeah. Good God.
Somebody say something about a blade job.
Ooh, Jesus.
Can you imagine what that would sound like?
That old promoter come over and said, Tommy, we gonna need to get some color tonight. And I said, I'm gonna need to get paid a little more. You reckon you can pay me a little more?
I got the blade right here. I'll either put it back in my bag or I'll tape it to my finger. You tell me what you're going to do.
That, you know, that conversation has happened, right?
Oh, of course it has.
You know what? The next time we do a low-key big hog get together and the world is back to normal and people can travel again, we need to book Tommy Rich on an Alabama return match. Are you okay?
Yeah, I got some equipment here that fell. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did Lois just fall?
No, it'd have been a bigger thud than that. I got to get rid of these speakers. But anyway, yeah, you know, can I really rain on your parade on that?
What are you raining on?
The world will never be back to normal.
Oh,
We'll never get together again.
Well, no, we are getting back together. Quit
No, we're
jacking
not.
off the robot. All right. And let me finish here. When Tommy Rich comes back and Cassio Kid brings him over to the Boot, which is our favorite dive bar inside a by the hour motel.
Well, it's tremendous.
It's my favorite hangout in Huntsville. I go 2 days a week. But my point is, I'm going to ask Tommy before we go in, you think we could get some color tonight and just see what he says? Because can you imagine if in the middle of our visit, he started fussing with Ed about the bill. Ed went to give him a DDT on the floor and he came up just pouring blood. We got to get bloody Tommy Rich at a bar.
We got to do that. I think Tommy Rich kind of become one of us, hasn't he? You know, one of our,
oh, for sure.
Yeah. One of our low-key big hog kind of guys.
Let me just say this. If I'm at that show, I don't want to be arguing with a guy covered in blood.
No.
I don't want to. And it's not because I think it's going to hurt me. It's because I don't want his goddamn blood on me.
Right. I don't get it. But I guess,
now.
you know, the Rabbit fans who are right up against it, they don't give a shit. And I mean, he has been bleeding for multiple minutes here now. Holy shit.
Yeah. And think about this. We're all wearing masks right now. He's bleeding on motherfuckers. Droplet that, my ass.
Yeah. Which brings me back to my point that,
we're like this forever. Everything sucks. My name's Tony. I'm negative.
Yeah, no, we're not getting back.
Everything's going to be fine, Tony.
No, it's not.
God
no,
damn it. Be an optimist. You know, you've been doing this our whole fucking relationship, and it always works out better than you thought.
What?
Being negative.
Being a realist.
No, you're always negative, and I try to get you to speak positive shit into existence. I mean, you used to say, AEW will never hire me. I'll never work in wrestling again. Now what, motherfucker?
Well,
Cody Rhodes is on your phone more than Lois is.
I was really wrong there.
And other times.
Okay.
You didn't think this podcast would work. You didn't think anybody would buy t-shirts. You didn't think ad-free shows would work. You didn't think anybody would want to come to a low-key big hog get together. You didn't think that your son did have a birthday this past weekend, but he did. And happy birthday, Matt. I forgot to text you until right now, and I'm busy. So I hope you listen and you get the message that I wished you a happy birthday. And I didn't get you confused with Chris, which I often do. Then I just remember one of you's smarter and one of you's mouthier. I'll let you figure out who's who.
Still, not trying to be negative. I have no trust in anyone in authority in the United States of America. None.
Trust in me.
Zero.
Trust in me.
All right. None.
Dude, look at his hair.
Jeez, look at his face. I can't, this may be one of the better blade jobs we've ever seen, ever.
He's so weak he couldn't get over the top rope though, and I'm not mad at him. Fuck, he's a court low.
And look at the people who usually are kind of rabid. They're like going, what the fuck are we looking at here?
It's a horror movie.
Oh, Jesus. Have we seen the spot yet you're talking about?
No, you won't. You will not mistake it.
Okay.
It is one of the more iconic ECW moments ever. And it happened when they were on roller skates.
When I see Jerry, I got to talk to him about this match.
Oh
God.
I don't want to take a DDT like that. I don't want to be a pro wrestler, Tony. This feels like this would hurt.
Yeah. I'm thinking if I'm Steve Corino, I don't kick out there. Fuck it.
I agree. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. All right, track it.
Steve Corino showing a lot more fight than any of us gave him credit for.
What in...
Oh! Jerry Lynn now wearing Steve Corino's blood as war paint.
Oh my... Joey! I'm going to be sick right about now.
You see what Jerry Lynn is writing on his own body with Corino's blood? He just wrote die! He wrote the word die on his...
Can we please go to commercial?
Can you believe what we just saw?
Oh, you know what? I hate to say this, but I fucking loved it.
It's the coolest fucking visual.
And you know what? It had to be ad-libbed.
Had to be.
Yes. Fuck. Pretty good back kick too.
Dude, I'm telling you, if Steve Corino and Jerry Lynn were 10 years younger, they're main eventing. I don't know if it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday night, but I know that's where they'd be. And this is just one of those times where at the moment, if you weren't The Rock or Stone Cold or Bill Goldberg or Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair, it just wasn't happening. But right now, today, Steve Corino would have headlined an AEW or WWE pay-per-view within the last year. And him and Jerry Lynn would be main eventing on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever.
Oh. My God. Is this it? No, they're still going. You know, I'm telling you right now, and when he put the D on,
you knew where I was going.
I knew what was coming. Yeah,
dude. And what a fucking cool moment that is. When wrestling is good, there ain't nothing better, baby. And this show has a couple of those moments. And that was one of them where it's like, oh my God.
Boy, I got a great conversation coming up with Jerry this week. I can't wait. Oh God.
Well,
I love stories
we
like
know
this.
Steve Corino can't be trusted. He's friends with Jeff Jones.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then he works with Terry Taylor.
He don't have a choice in that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Terry Taylor's getting shoved down his throat like we were in '88 with the Red Rooster.
Yeah, well, you'd have a choice. You see Terry, you run his head into a door, and then you keep walking.
Look at this shit. Jack Victory holding a bag of powder.
Oh, he hit the referee.
Dude. And of course, there's nobody there to make the count. Looks like Jerry Lynn has it clearly won, but the ref literally took a powder.
And Steve Corino's been bleeding so long, it's finally clotted up. He's not bleeding anymore.
By the way, Meltzer said Corino juiced heavily early and his bleached hair turned red. Victory interfered a lot. Lynn ended up taking Corino's blood and smearing it all over his own body like war paint on his face and spilling dye on stomach. Now that was rather sickening. Lots of false finishes with Victory interfering before Lynch hit the cradle pile driver. Only complaint is the match was slightly long and dragged to the middle. See, I disagree.
Yeah, I do too.
I think this is every bit of 4 and something. I understand not giving it 5, but golly, are you not emotionally invested in what's happening right now?
No, you're right. You're right. The match, a good wrestling match, I really think cannot be bam, 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 bam all the time.
Right.
There's got to be slow moments. There's got to be moments where the kids are selling or the kids are doing something. Let it
breathe, baby. Let it breathe.
Yeah, absolutely. Let it breathe. Very well said.
Did Lois ever tell you that? Honey, we got to get home. I got to let it breathe. She ever say that?
No.
Why
of
not?
The many things she has said to me, that's not been one of them.
I mean,
I'm thankful for that.
Do you know what it means? Let it breathe?
No, and I wouldn't know what it meant when she said it. However, I do always have guys on their knees slugging it out. I always thought that was a good, pretty cool. That's like, we're so spent, we can't get on our feet, but we're still going to hit each other. Always liked it.
How about the boot came off? He's still wrestling. I've always liked that little drop down. It's the way Cody won the world's title.
How about that?
This is good, old school, great wrestling in the middle of a fucking bloody brawl. Look at the crowd.
Yep.
Dude, I'm telling you, these are fucking top guys right here. And I know because they were top guys at the end of ECW, you guys are like, well, but no, fuck your well, but these guys were badass. And I would argue they're much better wrestlers than a generation before them with guys like Sandman and Raven and Sabu. I'm not saying those guys weren't great characters and great innovators, but once the bell rings, let me watch that shit. That was outstanding. At least 4 stars for me. It was 15 minutes, 25 seconds. Didn't feel like it to me.
What did Meltzer give it?
3 and something, 3 1/4.
Jeez. No. He missed it. He's not always right, as we know, but he really missed the boat on that.
It's just his opinion. You know, there's no right or wrong. It's just his opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm allowed to have one too. And that shit was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we're watching this together, man. I love watching wrestling with you.
I love watching things I missed. And obviously I missed because in 2000 I was calling shit.
Well, but there's some shit here too. There's a lot. I mean, and here's the thing. WWE was not that great in 2000. You heard a couple of little inside references there to start the show from Dr. James Mitchell. Here's the replay. You want to call it, Tony?
Up on top is Jerry Flynn. Take a look at what he's doing here. He's diving. He's coming across. Oh, he sends both of them down. My God, it's Steve Corino. He's a bloody mess. Later he will be. Here comes the tornado DDT, I do believe. Oh, did you see him grab the blade out of his hand?
Oh my God.
Oh God, you could see it. And there he cuts himself as he went down. Oh God, we're not going to rewind it, but go back and look. You could see him grab his blade. Wow. Oh man. Got to give him credit, man. He Dustin Rhodes it.
Oh my God, dude.
Just like Dustin did at Double or Nothing last year. Back when everybody was normal.
It was a fucking great show, man. I think it's kind of cool that the first set of figures y'all are doing at AEW, they're all wearing their outfits from that show. I just realized that this week.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We got a good working relationship with those good guys.
They are good guys. And I think me and you are going to be doing some stuff with them here pretty soon here on the program.
Cool.
I'm not normally a figure collector, but as soon as they announced those, just because of my relationship with some of the guys and the idea that, they're all wearing their gear from that first show, which we participated with Starcast, and you actually got to sit ringside. I knew I wanted them, but then I actually got to work with the folks who were, making the damn things, and they're top notch. Like, they're one of us, man. Big wrestling fans, big collectors, great guys. Excited to be working with them.
Yeah. Me too. And I need to say something about being ringside at Double or Nothing back in,
2019.
Year ago. Yeah. 2019. That was kind of a surreal moment for me. And I think about that moment often. And I think about how because I think we talked about this before. I didn't want to go to that show.
Correct.
Because I didn't want to go. I didn't want to be seen there.
It's not that you don't like, by the way, watch what Rhino's about to do right here.
Okay. All right. Oh my God.
That's Sandman's wife with a pile driver off the apron through the floor to the concrete, no padding.
Oh my
And of
God.
course he's trying to talk to her and check on her, and they should have cut away from that a little sooner.
Right.
But dude, would you take a pile driver off the apron through a table to a concrete floor?
No.
Now, would you if you were a woman?
No, I'd let my wife, Lois, but I wouldn't do it.
Well, that's different.
I'm kidding. Jesus, criminy. I mean, this is some horrible shit. Is that Corino again bleeding?
No, this is from another night, buddy.
Oh yeah, but he's bleeding again from another night.
Yes.
Some bitch could bleed.
Look, they're going to pick the corpse up, hold it in front of the table so he could gore it. And Sandman literally just gave Rhino a CTE right in front of us.
Oh, Jesus.
A gore through the table with his wife in his arms. ECW, ECW, ECW.
But look at the fans.
Oh, they're all into it because nobody knows what to think.
I know. There's like, what the fuck have we just?
All right, let's track.
All right.
Rhino, you've speared my wife through a table. You've pile driven my wife from the apron through a table to the floor. Put her in the hospital. How do you think I feel when I have to take my kids to see my wife in the hospital for 7 straight weeks? I had a tear in my eye every single time I walked into that hospital. My kids were crying also. You know how that makes me feel, Rhino? You know what that makes me want to do to you? How do you think I feel when every night I put my kids to bed and the last thing that comes out of their mouth is, Daddy, when's Mommy gonna come home? Rhino, I am getting ready to take you to a new level of extreme. Stop! Come here, you little fucking bitch! I'm not done with you! Come on! You're going for a fucking swim, you little fucking bitch! Come on! You're not trying to win, fucking you fucking bitch! Yeah! Yeah!
Tony, describe what just happened.
A big old guy hit a guy in the head with a kendo stick, giving him CTE, and grabbed his wife to stick her head down the toilet. And of course, they shut the door.
Rhino is off the fucking chain, man.
Oh, Lord. This whole fucking show's off the fucking chain. This show was derailed a long time ago. And to boot, as you've told the story, there's shit going on in the arena
that we can't even see.
Oh man.
ECW. By the way, coming up next. Well, I don't want to give a spoiler.
Okay.
There is something fun coming.
Well, he just waved in, and
he waved in Don Marie.
Oh, there you go, Don Marie. See, I get it now. Don Marie is playing the part of Excalibur. Don Calais is playing Jim Ross. And of course, Joey is playing me.
No, that's not true because Joey's actually doing play-by-play here.
Oh, got it. I just thought we were lined up on camera.
You see the banner behind Don Marie?
Yeah.
That's you on Dynamite. He ain't saying, I mean, he ain't talking, but we see him. He's right
No,
there.
son of a bitch, I'm talking more.
No, all we see, by the way, is that goofy fucking earring.
Don't you start that bullshit again.
That goofy earring you've got. Did you at least swap out your Paul Wall fucking middle of the mall riffraff bullshit CZ with a real goddamn diamond now that you got that sweet con money?
Stop with the sweet. Stop with that shit. Okay. First of all, I'm not going to put a diamond in my ear because I'll fucking lose it. Okay.
What about in your teeths? Will you put a diamond in your teeths? Can we get you to get a grills?
No.
Get a grills. What if I get you a grills where you wear it?
Listen, there are plenty of ways to piss away money. I know. Okay.
Well, here, speaking of ways to piss away money, here comes New Jack.
Oh my
God. He's on crutches. He's walking legged.
Oh, so, he's got to get up on the balcony here, even with a broken foot.
Could he go any slower, do you think?
No, that wouldn't fucking stop him, right?
There's Ronnie on the right.
Mm.
There's jacked up Don West on the left. Tell me that ain't jacked up Don West when you see his head in the frame again. Bam!
Jimmy Suzuki. Oh God, Jimmy was around there. Look, fuck, man, I'm telling you right now, if I'm the other promotion, okay.
Oh, there's Tony DeVito and Angel. By the way, we got a lot of ECW alumni listen to this. Tony is a listener to the show. Shout out to Tony.
Hey, Tony, appreciate you, buddy. And when New Jack just taking his time going to the ring, and now that he is getting wailed on. Woo. So these are the Baldies, right?
The Baldies. Look at you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's on the back of their shirt. I can read that.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I think you're the most famous Tony in wrestling history. I would argue that you're more popular than Tony Garea. I would argue that you're more popular than Tony DeVito.
Well, how about Tony Atlas?
I was going to say even Tony Atlas. Yeah, you're more over. You're the most over Tony. And then, of course, it's DeVito, then Atlas.
No, it's Tony Khan.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I forgot about him.
I didn't.
No, he don't count. He don't count for real. We're talking about.
What the fuck? I'm not. Hey, those comments from Conrad Thompson and not agreed upon by Tony
I don't
Schiavone.
mean that, you shithead. I mean, he's not on camera.
Oh,
I
got you.
Like not backstage. Like, yeah, there's probably been really important people that I can't think of right now behind the scenes besides Tony Khan. I mean, like, you do commentary or you're in the ring, whatever. Oh, I thought of a great shirt. I'm going to get Ryan to put this together for us over at lowestrules.com. It's going to be a black shirt with white letters, and we might do a few other fun colors, but it'll say in a very official font, non-bumper.
Non-bumper?
And I want you to wear one, Taz to wear one, JR to wear one, just people who are working at Dynamite that day when everybody's doing their walkthroughs and their 1 p.m. meets and all that. Just identify yourself for people who aren't sure that you guys are the non-bumpers.
We will.
I think it would be cool if people in the crowd wore it too. And how about this? If the wrestlers would have been wearing it, or if the fans would have been wearing it this night, the police would have made some arrests, but they couldn't tell who's wrestling and who ain't.
Who's the bumpers and who's not? Who in the world is the guy with the Flash gimmick on?
That's Supernova Mike Bucci. Who's
Okay.
in the banking business in Kentucky. We've seen him as Simon Dean
right
on WWE. And we've also seen him as Hollywood Nova when he was spoofing the NWO with the BWO. But before that, he was one of Raven's lackeys as Nova.
Well, this is a blatant disregard for Warner Media trademark. The Flash, DC Comics, you see.
What? Because he's wearing red and yellow?
Yeah, he's got the lightning.
He's just wrestling in a t-shirt, buddy.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Well, at least he's different than anybody else in the match, and that's good.
Well, because the other guys are a tag team, you see.
Right, but didn't he have a tag partner here?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Do you know who that tag partner is?
Yes, I do, because I see it right down at the bottom of my screen here.
Okay. Well, do you know who he is?
Chris Chetti?
Yeah.
I do not.
It's Taz's cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. What does he think of Taz?
Why are you asking me that? Why'd you, Taz? I didn't say that. That was Schiavone. I'm laying out, buddy.
No, I was just wondering what he thinks of his cousin. He may say, hey, I like my cousin. He calls me every hour. Or I don't like my cousin. He calls me every hour.
I don't know because I don't know Chris Chetti. You see, I know Taz.
Okay.
And Taz knows your home address because I've given it on this very program.
Oh, but you, you know what? Of all the people that should get my home address, he ain't one of them.
Well, he's got it. It's on your contact info. Whenever anybody says, hey, do you have Tony Schiavone's phone number? I send them your home address, your Skyline miles, your date of birth, how about
the grocery stores I frequent?
No. But I do have our check card information in there, our mutual bank information, your personal routing number.
Oh, thank you.
Your PIN number for your Discover card.
Mm-hmm. Well,
hey,
so for all of you that want to make a donation, you've got the info.
Can I tell you something I recently discovered?
What's that?
My wife is a gas station shitter.
Oh, no. No. Did you stop that?
I didn't know.
Oh, no, man.
One day, she ate something bad.
Yeah. Okay.
We were in town, and she asked if I could pull over.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I said, why? She said she needed to use the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, we'll be home in 10 minutes. And she's like, I need you to pull over.
Okay.
So I knew, okay, she ate something that she didn't agree with.
Right.
It was a freak accident. It's happened once in our 4-year existence. Wow. And then I'm putt-putting along the other day in North Kakalaki with her, as we're visiting her mom's new place in Charlotte. And she says, I used to take a lot of poops in there, and pointed at a gas station. And I have a ton of toilet humor, as you know. That is not her deal at all. In fact, whenever I've never known that she made a duty at all, but I do know when it happens, she has a phrase, floors and doors. She'll go to another floor and she'll go through at least 4 doors, and then it will happen. And I only know that because she's told me it's floors and doors.
Okay.
But I couldn't ever tell you, I think she's in the kitchen. I don't know, making a cake or something. She disappears. She comes back. The cake is there. I never knew she left.
It's a great fucking story. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just telling you. Took a lot of poops in there. My wife is a gas station shitter. I haven't told anybody this yet, Tony. I wanted to tell you.
She would rather shit at a gas station than she would at home? Is that what you're saying?
She couldn't make it.
Oh.
So her situation was she would have, did her workout, had whatever sort of breakfast supplement, and been on the way to work, and then nature called. And I think nature's calling during this promo. What do you think Tony, or what do you think Tommy's saying here?
Well, at least she didn't shit in my hand here, as you can see. She shit in the toilet over there to the right. And I said, no, I'm going to shit in the toilet to the left. And she said, floors and doors. So floors and doors is what I'm all about. See, that's it. I like floors. I'll shit anywhere because I'm an ECW. And as we know, a lot of times it's shit. Okay. Shit in one hand and shit in the other. Shit right here. Shit. Go ahead. Shit in my hand. I don't care. I'll wipe your ass. You want to shit on me? You want to shit on Tommy Dreamer? Bring it. I don't give a shit. I'm in a toilet right now. That's where they wanted me to do this promo. In a goddamn toilet. So shit right on the floor if you want to. See? I put it right at the floor. Shit on the floor if you want to. I don't care. One more thing. Okay? Always go through 4 doors. 4 doors. All right? And if you got a shit, hold on to it. Wait until you get home. Be like your husband. Your husband told me he's a shy shitter. That's what I know. He's a shy shitter. And you shit in a QT. You shit in a Shell station. Maybe a Texaco. How about a Chevron? They're the dirtiest. Make me fucking mad. Every time I think of somebody, it makes me fucking mad every time I think of somebody shitting in a Chevron. Oh, God. I'm thinking, you know what? I go into the men's, and I know they're not clean because they piss all over the floor. I can imagine what the women do. God, I mean, Jesus, I can't. I don't want to use you shit in a Chevron. My God, I can't believe. Why did he fucking marry you? Oh, Jesus Christ. And you're Ric Flair's daughter. Oh, let me tell you this one more time, okay? Shit at home. Shit at home. I would rather shit in my pants than shit in a goddamn Chevron. Yeah, that's what I mean. And look at me. I'm bleeding, okay? And there are probably people that bleed in toilets in a gas station. Not me. They say that racetrack and they say that QTs are good. I say it's all not a place to take a shit. They may have great drinks and they may have hot dogs, but it's not a place to take a shit in. You see what I'm saying? The walls look like this. The walls look like this. The walls of shitters look like this. And you shouldn't shit in a place the walls look like this. You get it? You understand what I'm saying? Never shit.
We should stop the show right now. We will never top that.
Well, he was as upset as I was about what you said. Oh my God. We got a little Italian here.
It's Psicosis, baby.
Psicosis, baby. Huh.
Hey, so chat me up.
Yeah.
How does Lois feel about shitting?
Oh, she wants to shit at home too.
I really needed you to say she's for it. So she likes to shit at home. I think everybody likes to shit at home, but if nature called, she'd blow it out of a BP.
I think she would. I think anybody would, wouldn't they?
Well, let me tell you this. This is something we haven't talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
All of my vehicles in the trunk is a little packet of wet wipes.
Right.
Just in case.
Just in case. Yeah. And when you go out of town, do you pack extra underwear?
No, I don't wear underwear.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's what you and the American dream have in common. Okay. I always pack an extra pair of underwear.
Well, no, that's not the only thing me and Dream have in common. No. Vince hired us both as a rib.
Woo! Woo!
He liked that one, didn't he?
That was a great one. That was an off the cuff 5-star right there.
Next up, we've got Tajiri in a 4-way with Mikey Whipwreck, Psicosis, and I think they're calling him Grand Maritato, but it's Little Guido.
Oh.
And they're going to go 9 minutes, 17 seconds. Psicosis gets a huge pop coming out, and Meltzer would say Styles said he was 6'2", which is kind of funny, more like 5'10". But still, this is a good match. He gave it 3.5 stars. He liked it even better than the Jerry Lynn-Steve Corino match. I should mention the Chetti and Nova against the Baldies. That went 4 minutes, 39 seconds, 2.5 stars. Unfortunately, our man Tony did not win. Chetti and Nova did. But Tajiri, such a great talent, so underrated.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you talk about another guy, dude, imagine if he was doing his thing right now for the first time and had a pro wrestling tease story. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
He'd be blowing up. And Little Guido, criminally underrated, same thing, excelled at everything he ever did, supposedly all around great guy, but just in the era where, you know, he wasn't the biggest guy.
Yeah.
You telling me he couldn't have some fun working matches with, I mean, I'd love to see him really get to test his mettle against a guy like Roderick Strong or Adam Cole, or, you know, some of those guys we know to be the upper echelon right now.
Yeah. And even back in the day, years before this, being a WCW cruiserweight when the cruiserweights were great.
Yeah.
He probably would have fitting well. We saw Tajiri, and Mike Awesome. Remember that match we saw, which was tremendous. I believe I'm right about that. Here we go.
Are you talking about with all the crazy tables?
Yes.
That was Masato Tanaka.
Oh, that was Tanaka. Okay. Sorry.
That's all good.
Okay. And they just dug Mikey Whipwreck out of the sand.
Yes, they did. And by the way, he has a great podcast too. FRM, him and Jerry Lynn get together and chop it up and talk about the good old days of ECW. So check them out. And, Father James Mitchell, who, I know to be a nice guy. I got to tell you, creeps me the fuck out with those weird fingernails.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he was creepy good. I mean, he had those eyebrows, and you saw it at the beginning of the show that he put up in like devil horns, Satan horns.
Yeah, he just slicks them up.
Yeah, slicks them up. But I mean,
But no, seriously, that's an easy thing to do, right? If you've got some longer eyebrow hair, it's easy to sort of fashion them up and put some product in it and make it stay. But it is a goddamn commitment to walk around with pointy fingernails.
Yes.
Like that really limits, well, A, his job opportunity, and B, his ability to wipe his own ass.
Or stroke himself.
Or help a lady friend out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's commitment. Look at Whipwreck, man. Boy, Mikey could do some shit.
Dude, and you want to talk about a talented guy. I mean, y'all had him.
Oh, yeah.
In WCW.
Yeah. And again, just like everybody else that we had no fucking idea what to do with him. Could have broke his leg there.
I could have seen WCW, if they would have stuck around, putting him with the Public Enemy as like a 6-man against some luchadors.
Do some, yeah. Well, who knows what we would have done. Now, who's this in the ring?
That's the other member of the FBI. He was also in WCW as Tony Mama Luke.
Oh, okay. I remember Tony. I just didn't recognize him from that.
Yeah, from behind, he looked like the Karate Kid.
Yeah,
earlier,
right.
we referred to him as Matthew Coon because we know that's Matt Coon carrying around Mikey Whipwreck.
So yeah, Tony Mama Luke. I remember him.
Usually when Matt Coon's carrying somebody, it's Vince Russo.
Again, off the cuff, 5 stars. Oh, in a cover. 1, 2, 3. Is that it? Is that elimination? Is that what it was?
By the way, we're going to get hate if we don't say that we're just kidding, that you and I both like Vince Russo. Russo's fans they hear what they want to hear and then they just go on the witch hunt. It's like, guys, we don't have anything bad to say about Vince Russo. He's always been nice to me and I to him. And as far as I know, Tony and Vince are friends.
Always been friends.
So we're just busting balls and having fun. Jesus. We've made fun of everyone else on the show and no one cared.
Yeah, I know. You know how to stop those creeps from shitting on us, don't you?
Well, I don't care about them. I was just more.
Well, you know how to stop them is not to fucking read it.
Well, that's kind of our job, Tony. I know that you don't subscribe to that because you just think that money just fucking falls out of the sky. But can you imagine how much more successful our show would be if you use your social media to, I don't know, be fucking social, promote our fucking shit, hit a goddamn retweet. Would it kill you to retweet some shit that's not related to Brett Baker? Jeff Jones, you're going to be running that goddamn account now. And if you don't start retweeting the podcast shit, I'm going to change your passwords.
You feel better?
About what?
Okay. Well, is the match over?
No, he's just bowing. He's thanking fans for cheering for him.
Okay. Oh, the Sicilian Shooter. I like that name.
Hey, did you see over the weekend that there's a New Japan World Champion?
I did not.
The belt changed hands, my friend.
And who's the New Japan World Champion now?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Evil.
Evil?
Yep.
Okay.
He's a 33-year-old professional wrestler.
Who's
a big part of a big time tag team. And over the weekend, his tag partner abandoned him and turned his back, or no, he did rather, and joined the Bullet Club. So Evil joined the Bullet Club. And the next night it was revealed that he has a new second as well. It's a name from the past, but one that was very familiar with American fans.
Okay. And that was
Dick to Go.
Whoa. So glad he wasn't around when I was dating Lois.
Well, you wouldn't have been there. You would have been looking. You would have been looking to date a girl. Drive through pussy.
So I heard that New Japan, I think it was New Japan. I read this right. Because, I read the Observer now, but I peruse the Observer. In other words, when he's talking about, UFC, I
skip it.
Oh yeah. I have no interest in that.
I get it. I skip the AW parts.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Tony. Continue.
So anyway, I understand that this is a long way of saying this, but aren't they getting some fans in New Japan, wrestling in front of fans now in Japan?
They are. The belt changed hands in front of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that is how cool. Look at that. Look at this.
How about that little maneuver? What would you call that if you were calling wrestling?
I would call that the Scorpion. He looked like a scorpion. I don't know. I'd have to look at. Actually, if I was calling the match, I would say, "What do you call that, Excalibur?"
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
One of us has to be prepared.
Yeah.
Story of you doing shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stop it. Look at this. Hanging him out to dry. That's the cat in the cradle right there is what that's
and
called.
The silver spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're seeing some great talent from all over the world here. We've got an Italian, we've got a Japanese, we've got a Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
I learned, Dave Silva has a nickname.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that handspring.
Well,
what?
Apparently it's what women used to call him at his old job. Old job.
Okay. Where was his old job?
I believe it was in television news.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that. Okay.
Pollo Grandes. Pollo Grandes.
Pollo Grandes.
Yeah, with an A. Pollo Grandes.
Okay.
Pollo Grandes.
Pollo Grandes.
Yeah.
Okay. It was that a nickname that was well earned?
I don't know. I don't know how you earn a nickname.
Well, I've had many nicknames through my years.
Like?
Doc.
Wait, why'd they call you Doc?
Because I was with the basketball team, like the manager, and I went through a class, learned how to tape ankles and stuff like that.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What does that mean? That's what that means.
I mean, but you said you played doctor with a bunch of boys. So you had like stinky fingers?
No. Taped ankles.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Ace bandages on knees. Took care of
role playing. I got it.
Well, I mean, it was back in the 70s. So,
it's free love.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was like, well, yeah, it was like that, but it wasn't like that where I was. It was like, well, you know what I mean. Wasn't like that. And then I also had a nickname called Paisan.
Now, where would that be from?
Well, that's Italian for friend, Paisan.
Oh.
Okay. So Doc, Paisan.
Wop. Bop-a-doo, bop, a lamb, bam, boom.
That happened too.
Now, you told me before what that stood for or what it meant, but I don't recall.
What, WAP?
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
Did he say it was like without papers or something like that?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Or you had a big whopping nose, or I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know.
You used to tell me that they would make fun of you and kick you in your little dinghy. And
yeah, well, that happened. I mean, we all grew out of that. I get that. When you're a kid, you got to go through stuff like that. And so I get it, but it doesn't bother me now. I'm a proud Italian American.
You should be. I wish I was.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you watch the Italian American documentary on PBS, it starts out talking about Rosetta, Pennsylvania, which is where we're from, or the Schiavone family's from. So look at that, the green mist. The green mist, like Muta.
What would you rather take, green or red?
I would rather take green mist.
Look at the crowd, dude. Look how in its Jerry they are.
Yeah.
He was there, Rey Mysterio.
Got it. Evil look there too, buddy. Wow.
Next up, we've got Rhino and the Sandman for the TV title.
But I think we're going to hear Just Incredible in our girl here.
Yeah. Are you ready for the verbiage in this one?
Boy, I don't know if I am or not, but I like to say that no, I'm not. Because when I'm not prepared for it, it makes it even better. I reached out to Francine the other day, see how she was doing during all this.
How is she?
She's fine. She's doing great.
Clap for him, boys and girls. He gave you a good match.
Hey, so yeah. So the Italian flag part of it is green. I don't care. Get out of here. I'm going to go to the back. Let's take a look at the replay once again. Hey, there's Mikey Whipwreck. Ooh, could have broken his right leg. They all fall down.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? And then here he goes. He picks him up by the seat of his pants. He grabs him around his waist and he tilts him over the top. And I say, hey, it's just like a spaghetti. It just falls down in 1, 2, 3. You're out.
How you doing?
Okay. And then I put him in the cat stretcher thingamajig, whatever you call it. And then he looks up and he says, I'm going to go with the green mist this time because he's Italian and green is part of the Italian flag. So I'm going to run over here with the chair and I'm going to go, ooh, baseball slide on the head. And I'm in the midst of one of them replays that never ends. But here we go. Ooh, in the face. Hey, put that in your pesto sauce, motherfucker. Down you go head first. Hey, that's a spicy meatball. And Tajiri is the winner.
Dude, again, you got to be excited about the future of ECW. You know, Kid Kash, Jerry Lynn-Steve Corino. Oh, here he is, just incredible.
For years, the pay-per-view industry has tried to hold ECW down. The industry has tried to put their thumb on ECW. Well, tonight, we take our gloves off. Tonight, we introduce barbed wire to pay-per-view. And I gotta tell you something. I gotta be honest with you. I don't like it, and I don't like it one bit. I'm a trained professional wrestler. I don't dive in to barbed wire. But if that's what I gotta do to beat you, Tommy Dreamer, and to walk out ECW World Champion, then so be it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next match is...
How about that promo?
I didn't listen to a word he said.
Oh, okay. Just
because Francine was looking right at me.
You're boob gazing?
No, I was looking into her.
Boob gazing.
No. But this match, after what we've seen so far, has to be pretty damn violent, I would think.
I mean, it makes you wonder, like, how can they top this?
I mean, he stuck his wife's head down the toilet, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you said that her kids were gagging over her stinky vagina.
Right.
And then you put you and your wife through a table with a gore. Yeah.
And even though it's a tremendous entrance, and I'm sure the correct music was playing at the time.
It sucks on the network.
If in the scheme of things, okay. In the scheme of things, why would you? Is that a juvenile he's doing that to? In the scheme of things, why would you have an entrance like this? But I guess you had to because this was ECW.
That's what people paid to see.
Yeah,
you didn't come to see the Sandman matches.
No.
So Tony, how many nights a week are you going to be staying down at JR's new place at the beach?
Well, depending on what happens here at the house during the other weeks, it may be quite a bit.
Do you know how many cameras I'm installing in that house?
No, Jesus. Stop.
It's the adfreeshows.com Legends House.
Oh God.
The voices of your childhood
Oh.
are the new Oscar and Felix.
Got some potential there. Gotta say.
Dude, it would be tremendous.
Got some potential there.
Between you being so excited to be in a dog-free facility, dog hair free, pet dander free, clean residence. And you get to see at least a half dozen walk of shames a week. At least. I mean, you want to talk about road beef. JR is probably going to have like big Montana versions just rolling through.
Well, there's potential for a real good TV show there.
I think he might be the guy, the world's first Blue Chew IV patient.
God bless him.
Hook me up, Connie. Plug me in.
Where the fuck is Sandman going here? Is he going everywhere before he gets to the ring?
He's looking for Christy Mist. He wants to drink beer off her BBs.
Okay.
Not really. That's the girl who, was there with XPW or whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, have they had their little fight yet?
You're going to see a little bit of a thing in the Rhino match here. Rhino's going to throw the beer can in their general direction. Supreme's going to start to take the shirt off. That's what we went through.
Okay. Yeah, right. I didn't know what match it happened in, but now I know. Sandman just milking this entrance, isn't he?
That's what they're there to see, man.
Wow.
He has a cool look, though, does he not?
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. And of course, what do we do with him? Hack. The fans just fucking, they are just eating this up, aren't they? Good
Dude,
God.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's hero worship like that doesn't exist in other, like besides music.
Right.
If he's fucking lead singer for Metallica, yeah, they'll do that. But what else? By the way, there ain't no Atlas security around.
I guess that's what he wanted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's a baby face. People don't want to hurt him. They want to drink beer with him.
Mm-hmm.
Look
at
him.
Walking on the chairs, man.
Look at him. It's just the cameraman and Sandman. He's pushing off motherfuckers' heads. And pull another beer out. This is his job, Tony.
Wow.
What do? I walk around on people's heads and drink beer and hit behemoths in the head as hard as I can with sticks.
I have to say, this is one of the top 10 entrances I've seen.
Yeah,
since we've been doing the show. Maybe the top entrance I've seen.
If you want to see another good entrance, Google image Christy Mist. KRISTIMYST.
Oh, wow.
That's the lady you're going to see getting a little shoving match with Francine here in a little bit. And there he comes, your television champion, still wrestling and still looks just like this Rhino. That belt, by the way, a little piece of Conrad trivia for you, was my very first replica belt.
Oh, wow.
I could have gotten the world, could have gotten the tag, wanted the TV, thought the TV had the coolest design. And at the time, Van Dam was making it cool. Bought it from, Figures Inc. Out of the back of one of those old wrestling magazines. Oh my God, wide open.
Just he's trying to graze the head, but it ain't working. They cracked him that time.
Well, he split the whole thing.
Yeah.
Splintered it.
Oh. Wow. This whole thing's been pretty good so far. I know Sandman hasn't been revered as one of the greatest workers in the world, but this match has a lot of, I don't know what the word is here, a lot of cause to it, a lot of great storyline in a way.
Yeah, there's stakes.
Stakes, yeah.
2.5 stars. is what Meltzer would give them. They got 8 minutes and 39 seconds. Sandman came out with 3 cane shots, which Rhino barely even registered and then took over. Sandman went to the back and brought in a bicycle rack. Sandman did his usual world's sloppiest top rope Frankensteiner and bulldog on the guardrail. Rhino delivered a suplex on the guardrail. No heat at this point, and the match wasn't very good. Picked up greatly with Corino and Victory coming out. Victory knocked out ref Mike Keener. Spike Dudley came out, allowing Sandman and Spike to do the 3D spot of Corino for the big Corino 3D pop. Rhino speared Spike and gave him a tremendous looking pile driver off the apron through a table. Sandman came back with more cane shots, but Rhino blocked the big leg sweep with a cane and threw Sandman down and pinned him after a pile driver on the bike rack. 2.5. So the bike rack right here, it all picks up from here. And by the way, he called it a bike rack. In Alabama, that's a guardrail.
Right.
Now I understand in reality it is a bike rack, but in a pro wrestling context, shit's a guardrail.
Damn right it's guardrail. That's what you see on the outside there.
He's picking up a chair with padding on it.
It's all right.
You immediately put that down like, nope, they ain't gonna buy that. There's no noise.
That's right.
How often did you used to practice hitting your friends in the head with things to see what noises they would make?
No, we didn't do things like that. We didn't do that. We just we played Army, played baseball.
How do you play Army?
I don't know.
No, I'm asking, I know, listen, everybody who's my age growing up to this had like toy guns. That was a thing.
Well, that's what we had.
You had cap guns, but we had fucking toy machine guns.
Yeah, we had cap guns.
You didn't have toy machine guns. You had like revolvers and shit.
Right.
My point is though, I bet some of our, listeners outside of the United States, they have no idea what playing Army means. So that means you just hide in a hole and get underpaid and eat shitty food.
No, you would team up. And it would almost be like paintball without paintball. You would say, boom, bam, and then you would argue with the guy, right? You go with the cap gun, pow, pow. No, I shot first. You're dead. No, I shot first. You're dead. No, I shot first. I heard it. Well, it's only you and me here, so it's your word against mine. And then you get into a big argument and everybody get mad and go home.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How do you not remember half the WCW matches you called, but you remember arguing with people when you were 3 years old about who was or wasn't pretend dead?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how my brain works anymore.
Don't remember ever doing anything with Steve Austin ever. Ask me about a cap gun fight I had when I was 4. I remember it vividly. It was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mother had just made me a bologna sandwich. Dad was drinking again.
Dad was drinking again. Told me to go out and play.
I went out there mad because I wasn't done. I wanted to watch the Lone Ranger. So when I saw my friend, I said, bam, bam. And I shot him and said, you're dead. And he said, no, I heard it first.
And then he said, I got my dog here. And his dog was named Mutt, M-U-T-T. And I had my dog, which was named Ringo. And then they would get in a big fucking fight. I mean, really get into a fight. And then I would go take a baseball bat. Now I'm really pissed off. And I would go find Mutt and I would hit him in the backside with the baseball bat. Pow, just flick him to get away from Ringo, because they would be in a big fight. And then we wouldn't speak to each other for a little while. And that was pretty much playing Army.
How far into the story did you regret admitting that you used to hit dogs with bats?
I flicked a dog off my dog. They were in a fight with a baseball bat.
Let's get that trending.
No, let's not.
Host of the Puppy Brawl once beat a puppy.
It was mud. I mean, they used to, those dogs, you talking about pull aparts in wrestling? Ooh, Mutt and Ringo. A lot of times we get bit. It was big time fighting.
Big time fighting. So, what are you looking forward to?
Has he done the beer on them yet? Have we missed that?
thought it was at the end.
Oh, it's at the end? Okay.
I thought, I could be wrong. And you know what? I did see the beer at the very beginning when he first came in.
Yeah, but he threw it on Sandman. I thought there was another beer sitting in the corner there.
Yeah. Rhino, after winning, drank a beer to mock Sandman and then threw the beer can in the direction of XPW. So it's at the end. It's after.
Okay.
So you were saying
Jack Victory. Look, Corino hadn't bled enough.
Got the cartoon bandage around the head.
Uh-huh. You know what the old, you know what they call that in wrestling? Bandage around the head?
No.
Spirit of 76. They use the terminology in the back. Come out, Spirit of 76. Everybody knows bandage on your head.
I learned something new today. You've told me that before, but I'll remember it now.
Yep.
So what Matt Schiavone do for his birthday?
I don't know. We sent him something. We text him, wish him happy birthday. He's in New Jersey, New York, New Jersey, and we're in Georgia. So I don't know.
I thought, you'd call and talk to him. Should we call him here on the show?
You want to?
No.
Hey man, you're pulling all the levers here. Okay.
No, I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Last time I did, Megan caught me. Said I wasn't allowed to pull my own lever. That's what she was for. I can't wait to,
who's this he's putting? Is that Spike Dudley? Fuck, man. They took some fucking table shots in this shit.
Look at the crowd. Yeah, this match, even though I like the story behind it and everything, this match is kind of really broken down. We're back to kendo sticking. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Holy shit. God damn. Look at on that safety rail, look at those legs sticking up. That can impale a guy. Oh, dude. That's it. We're going to track it. How about that big boo? Everybody was ready for Sandman. Because it just felt like a natural storyline after all the abuse and punishment he'd handed his wife. Like, well, he has to go over.
Sure.
And he didn't. And man, that was heat.
Do the unexpected sometimes. It works.
So the TV title did not change hands. And look, here's the beer spot. He's going to drink the beer and throw it towards XPW. Let's track it.
Drinking the Sandman beer.
So look to your right. Let's see if there is anything to it.
Didn't see him do it.
Didn't see anything crazy there.
No. Wow. Did they edit it out?
I don't know. I didn't see
it at all.
Seeing anything at all. I just know it was mentioned here in the newsletter when I read it to you.
Right.
Coming up next though, we've got Just Incredible. No, I'm sorry. We've got Rob Van Dam and Scotty Anton. Scotty
Riggs Anton.
Anton. Is it Anton or Anton?
I don't know. I just remember him as Scotty Riggs.
Yeah. By the way, he hates me and Eric Bischoff now.
He does?
Yep.
That's gotta be a good story.
I think we did a watch along and I think he wrestled Johnny Swinger or something. And we didn't talk about the match much. We talked about state taxes.
Yeah. Something else.
Florida, whatever.
As friends watching matches will do, you don't always talk about the match. You talk about other things, right?
Well, I guess someone maybe smartened him up and said, hey, they did a watch along for your match, blah, blah, blah. So he listened. I guess he was a little upset that we didn't talk about or put over the match.
Well, I better do it here. don't want him mad at me.
Well, if you are, Scotty, his handle is at Tony Schiavone 24.
What?
And he's on Sewell and Marietta if you want to see him in person, straighten things out.
Christ.
What's wrong with that?
Well, plenty's wrong with that.
If he wants to beat the shit out of you, he's gonna, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I guess not.
Just lay there and take it. That's what I used to tell him.
I don't know. Maybe I can buck up at somebody here.
Oh, really? Know? Can I recommend that be Taz?
No.
Here's the thing.
No.
That would have been real interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You think if Taz didn't get into wrestling, he would have been in the Mafia? I think he would have been in the Mafia.
Yeah, because he's Sicilian, right?
I don't know, but he would have been in the Mafia.
Yeah. Of course he would have.
I could have seen Taz being like walking around, picking up fucking envelopes all day.
Yeah. Taz would have been great to have been cast in the Godfather movies.
Would you have made him a hitman? What would you have done?
Yeah. He'd have been a hitman. You know, with the sunglasses, the hat, tie, white shirt, tie, real tight, real thin tie. He'd have been a hitman.
With huge collars.
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine Taz in that too. Let me talk to you for a second outside.
Yeah. You would have said, Don Schiavone, I'd like to, on the day of your daughter's wedding, I would like to give you this dowry and hope that the first child is a masculine child. Thank you. My good friend, Luca Brazzi.
Use the word dowry in another sentence.
Yeah.
I'm asking you to.
Dowry in another sentence. Okay. When I got married, there was no fucking dowry.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Okay, here we go. Scott Anton. Here's our man, buddy.
American males, American males, American males, American males.
Yeah, he's
American males, American males, American males, American males, American males.
He's the man.
American males, 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 American males. Why is his hair wet? American males.
Look at that kid at the front, man. Just popping in the bird. Jesus Christ. Must really hate WCW.
He came out there doing the American males deal.
Scotty, you should have called in sick, man. They were at, well, okay.
That's a big sign.
Mm-hmm. All right.
In fairness, a lot of fans at the time were very critical of this because they felt like Scotty was only here because he was friends with Rob Van Dam.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were excited to see Rob on pay-per-view, but not necessarily against Scotty.
Okay. Big pop, man, when his music hit.
Huge pop. He's their biggest star and it ain't close. Man, is it just me or did sometimes the stars feel like a bigger deal in this era? I don't think that's because there's any less talent. I just think it's the way social media has changed it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just saw those people's faces and their reactions when he came out. And it was like, there was Rob Van Dam's here. And they knew it was there, but they were excited to hear that music, even though they knew who the opponent was. And when he comes through the curtain, there was another pop. They were just excited to see him. And I feel like maybe some of that is a little diminished because of the access we have through social media. We know where everybody is and and what their real life looks like. And they just feel more familiar.
Yeah. And it's because of the social media, not only, well, you could say the internet has oversaturated things now. It really has. Yeah, I mean, I go back to, boy, this is really, don't fall asleep on this. But I go back to when I used to watch baseball on TV. And watching a game on TV was special because you only saw it on Saturdays.
Right.
Now you see every game. And it's not special anymore. Just different. Times are different. And it makes me feel very, very happy. And I do, that I grew up in that era. I'm glad I was able to witness that.
Sure.
And I'm glad that I'm the age I am now, so that I'm going to be gone very soon. And
no, stop. Why are you saying that?
Won't have to see the mess that this world has become, because it's a fucking mess. It is. It's a fucking mess.
Listen, I don't want you to talk like you're not going to be here much longer. If we've got to suffer through this, you do too. A, and B, hypothetically, when you die next year, what am I getting in the will?
Oh, you're going to be you're going to be the executor.
Does that mean I get anything cool?
Well, yeah. I mean, you'll be able to go to the attic, obviously when it's cool.
Yeah.
And search around for the belt.
I'll send someone.
Of course you will.
I'll bring Clint over, and me and Lois will sit downstairs.
Which reminds me,
eating ice cream. Have Clint climb around your attic.
Which reminds me, I know you and the missus recently went to North Carolina to visit her mom.
Yes.
Why would you drive? Why don't you take a helicopter? I don't get that.
Well, there's the whole not knowing anybody with a helicopter thing.
Well, you haven't looked, have you? I don't get that. I mean, we're driving. I'm thinking, wow, the Thompsons are driving? That just doesn't fit.
Well, my wife wants to drive.
Oh,
She doesn't feel comfortable in an airplane right now.
Oh, well, I get that, but I was just talking about like a helicopter with you two and a pilot.
Why are you trying to put me in a helicopter with my daughter? You trying to Kobe Bryant me?
No, I'm not trying to do that at all. I knew you were going to say something that morbid, but no. I'm just saying, hearing you guys travel, which had to be 7 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. In a car just doesn't work for my visual of the Conrad Thompson family.
Well, it's funny you say that, because when I was about halfway there, and I said, you know what? I think I'm buying a Sprinter, and we're going to get a driver, and we're going to sit in the back and watch Netflix and drink.
Yeah.
And then show up in our own little party bus.
There you go.
Is that more Conrad speed?
Yes, it is.
Well, you figured me out, buddy.
Come through Marietta next time.
Pick you up.
Yeah. Pick me up. Hang on a second though. I've got to give Scotty Riggs Anton his due here, or go get pissed off at me.
Yeah, you better talk about the match a lot.
I need to. I mean, we already got Taz pissed off at me for no apparent reason, and now, okay.
Taz is mad at you for a real reason.
Well, no, he just, whoa.
He told me you were a nothing happening son of a bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's bullshit Jones. How's that? Oh,
I don't think he'd like that you said that.
Okay.
I don't think you'd appreciate that not one bit. I hear Taz ain't here to fuck around, not on Wednesdays.
Taz's never here to fuck around, buddy.
Not on Wednesdays.
Nope. Nor Thursdays.
Where's he at on Friday?
I don't follow him. I don't know. I'm gonna check in with him.
I bet he fucks around on Friday.
He might.
So Meltzer word right. It was more of a Van Dam one man. Let me just start this over, fellas.
Okay.
It was more a Van Dam one man show. That was fucking weird to say. Than a match. Although Van Dam gave Anton a lot of offense, it's just that nobody bought it. So the match dragged badly when Anton was on offense. Van Dam did enough one-man show spots that it was still entertaining. He did a moonsault block off the apron. He did a press slam and then a backflip on Anton. Anton took over throwing a chair at Van Dam's head, which gave Van Dam a slight cut, which appeared to be hard way. Van Dam took a nasty bump off the ropes to the floor. Anton bulldogged him on the guardrail and gave him a DDT. Van Dam took over with a few more hot moves until Anton cut him off and used the Scorpion Deathlock. Fonzie got on the apron and Anton blocked it and went after him, setting up the Van Daminator, followed by a 5-star frog splash 2/3 of the way across the ring, and finishing with the Van Terminator, which is a springboard drop kick into a chair from one side of the ring all the way to the other, 3 stars. So you hear it's just high spot city for Rob Van Dam, one after another.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel like they give Rob a whole lot here. And
well, you know, we've seen Rob Van Dam matches also before that were just nothing but a high spot.
But that's what they're paying to see.
That's right. I was getting ready to say the same thing. That's what they want.
Yeah.
He just took a bow. He just literally took a bow in the ring for all the high spots. So there you go. You get what you want.
I mean, you can't always get what you want, but
if you try
sometimes you might find.
Get what you need.
Oh, you know about that.
I do.
Okay. Oh,
good deal.
just do that and make you laugh. So Tony, when are we going to go buy new cars together?
No, I've bought 2 new cars within the last 3 years, and I've got to hold off a little bit.
No.
Oh yeah.
We got a horseman moment. Listen, you went and bought a new car without me. So you got to pay a tax on that. You got to go buy another one with me so we can go buy new cars together.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to buy?
I don't want to buy anything. I just want to be like a horseman, like you are. Just go buy new cars and just get multiples or whatever, like y'all used to do. Remember?
No, I don't remember.
No, I mean, you used to tell me that you used to go down there with Dusty and Flair and y'all would say, give me one of everything.
No, they may have done that, but I wasn't part of that.
Oh,
I was always been a family man.
No, you told me back then you had that sweet Crockett money.
No. Squeak, Crockett money. There's a difference between sweet and squeak.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. And a forward roll. Well, if they're giving Scotty some offense, I haven't seen it yet.
No, they're not. That's my point. He's just a fucking tackling dummy for Rob Van Dam here.
Yeah.
Which we know is not fair. He's a very talented performer.
Well, he is. I mean, listen, I thought
I just wanted to keep him out of my DMs.
Well, no, I thought he was for the American males. I thought he was
the best of the 2.
Yes. Bagwell had all the pub, but Scotty was better.
Yeah. He would have been better on that Gigolo show too, I bet.
Anybody would have.
I hung out with David Flair this weekend.
Boy, that's a party killer.
He has an afro now.
Good for him. An afro.
I'm not kidding. Like, dude, he looks like, who was that actor in all those movies who was fat and then got skinny and now he's fat again? He was great. Jonah Hill. He looks just like Jonah Hill.
Well, tell David, with that afro, what he should have done was spray painted orange and put a red nose on and big shoes. Because that's what I think about every time I think of him and think about what he had in his life, and he pissed it all away.
You know, I used to agree with that. But the more I hang out with his kids, the more I like the way it turned out.
Really?
Yeah, he's got some great kids. I think his daughter's the best athlete in the entire Flair family tree.
Oh, really?
No shit.
Huh.
She's a goddamn thoroughbred. And, thankfully his son has a personality 10 times bigger than his.
Huh.
His son's going to be like salesman of the century.
Wow.
But here's the thing. He got the best of both worlds. Not only did he get that, but he also got Stacy Keibler stank on his hang low once.
More than once.
At least once a day.
I would have missed bookings. You're booked on top tonight. Oh, can't make it.
Tony, tell us how you really hurt your neck.
I'm busy. But there you go. That's in the past. And now here we are in the future. Let's take a look at the Extreme replay once again as Scotty Anton is going to get one of his only offensive moves of the night. Maybe not. Here it comes. Oh, fuck. He did. That was pretty fucking good. That was a fucking bulldog on the top of the safety, as Dave Meltzer calls, bicycle rail.
Yo.
You still with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right
I heard
here.
something. What's your?
What's wrong?
Nothing. I heard something and I just didn't know.
Oh, it may have been Lois or something.
Huh.
What's Lois up to?
I don't know. 240.
Oh, no. What's
Oh no, what's she doing? Okay.
my goodness.
She's okay. You know, she the bicycle wreck really slowed her down. Really did, because it was a pretty bad break near her shoulder, and she couldn't drive for like 8 weeks, and I had to drive her around, and a lot of doctor's appointments and chiropractic appointments, and so it wasn't easy on either one of us, but she's hanging in there, I guess.
That's good to hear, man.
You know, we really do have a good relationship. You know, we kind of have our own parts of the house, you know, like, and I said it before, it's like, I mean, we've been married 39 years. It's more like brother and sister now than it is husband and wife.
Right. Especially with the honest sexual half.
Right. And so, yeah, she's fine. Hanging in there. We got 2 little puppies that we love, and
You had a lot more when this show started, but slowly but surely Lois is taking care of that.
We want to get some more dogs. Don't know if we'll be able to or not.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, we want to, but you know, you saw Chewy, the one that had the hair, you know, going everywhere. The crazy looking dog.
Fucking mangy mutt.
Yeah, the mangy mutt. Chewy is not good with other dogs. He's good with Bug, and that's it.
He
And
ain't
we
good
want
with
to get.
himself. Have you seen his fucking hair?
Yeah, I do every day. And we get another dog, and Chewy may not like it. So, but we want to get some more dogs. We think we just need more dogs. We want rescue more dogs. How about that? Belly to back.
Hypothetically, are you going to hit any of those dogs with bats?
No, I'm not.
Well, don't touch no hammers neither.
Okay. I'm not. You lying piece of shit.
What?
Okay.
How am I lying?
Oh, just take that little thing that I took a baseball bat and shoot a dog away with it. Because he was beating my dog. And now you're saying, see, okay.
Hey, let's talk about something a little lighter that we can all agree on.
What's that?
Later this week, we will be debuting on ad-free shows and patreon.com/WHW Monday.
Can't wait.
The video production of Dave Silva promoting adfreeshows.com in the vein of the flea market Montgomery. Just like we teased last week. Can you imagine Dave Silva with this, dude?
Wow.
You need it, you'll find it. It's just like amen.
What were you saying, Tony?
I can't wait is what I'm saying. And you better cut this music off because I don't want Scotty Anton to be mad at me because that was a pretty good drop kick on
Oh
the head.
shit. I forgot. Sorry, Scotty.
Yeah. Drop kick with his head was over, and that is over in front of the enemy right there. Aren't they over there to the left here somewhere?
I think so.
Yeah.
You can find them at the market.
Bullshit and lies.
I like bullshit and lies. We should have put that in the lyrics.
Got bullshit and lies and lowers on ad-free shows or whatever.
And Bruce, sometimes.
Mostly on tape and best and new. And Eric still talking while Conrad goes to the bathroom and back. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Arn talking like that. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, Conrad, I'm not going to say anything controversial about nobody.
He's got to get out of that.
It's like a fucking leak in a waterbed.
It's too much. I told him, I said, for $100 a week, I'd edit out those for you.
He probably told you to kill yourself.
Yeah, that's what he did, basically.
So when are we going to get new cars?
We're not getting new cars. Although the next car, I do know what the next car I'm going to get is, if I'm still alive. And that's going to be a Shelby Mustang. Hey, caught him. Look at that. Nicely done. Woo, the Scorpion Deathlock, or the Sharpshooter, or whatever you want to call it. The Boston Crab. Yeah, Fonzie. What's Fonzie doing now?
He's still around. I don't know what his profession is.
He's not in the business anymore, obviously. Whoa. Wow. That's pretty fucking cool right there. Boy, Van Damme could do some good stuff, man.
He was arguably one of the biggest, baddest, you know?
I've still been looking. Of course, we're getting not that far away from the end of the show. I'm still looking for the X, whatever they are. And I guess they were edited out, or we haven't seen them, or it doesn't even really fucking matter now. But interesting backstory to all that.
The incident happens with Francine. She's
okay.
in the next match.
Okay, the incident.
I'm just saying, though, at this point, not only is Rob Van Dam the most over guy in ECW, I mean, I think you guys had a couple of guys over in 2000, Booker T, Goldberg, Sting. And then, I would say Rock, Triple H. And Van Dam's got to be in that list somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. With the exception of, 2000 is not a good memory for me. What's Fonzie doing here?
A rather interesting little setup here. How about that?
Huh.
Rolling Thunder all the way across the ring, onto a chair, onto a human, with the assist from Fonz.
Yeah. Another Rob Van Dam high spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so talented, dude.
Yeah, he was.
Well, speaking of talent, I recently saw what I believe to be one of the funniest videos in the history of the internet. And I think we should link it on our Twitter, share it. We'll link the deal over on Patreon too, but I sent you an email.
Yeah. I think you texted it to me, didn't you?
No, it was in an email.
An email?
Yeah. And I'm going to play it here, but it's from a fellow named Mark on YouTube. And he has a green screen behind him that's projecting images of flamingos. And in front of him, he has a DJ kit, a keyboard, and he's holding a microphone. And this is a live recording of I'm a Flamingo. It's one thing to hear it. It's another to see it, isn't it, Tony?
Oh God. That turned violent quickly.
Ryan, I need a flamingo shirt. Let's make it pink with black letters or black with pink letters. Woo! Megan's favorite part says, he's talking about ripping the kid's eye. Says, no eye, you child bitch. Child bitch. What? So random, so great. Just like what happened when. And by the way, you can see he's setting up the Van Terminator. You're about to be very impressed. I'm going to track it here. This is the first time this happened, I believe. Here we go.
Like being at the Roman Coliseum, it's a thumbs down for Scotty Anton. And here comes.
What the hell is he doing?
Oh, what is the Van Terminator?
How about that, dude? First ever Van Terminator. Nobody's ever seen somebody jump from one side of the ring all the way to the other. And there's a chair. It's unreal, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
Ain't no kicking out of that.
Nope.
What a move, dude. Look at the crowd. He's a huge star, man.
Deservedly so.
I got plenty of time here. 19 minutes and 2 seconds.
It was a pretty good match. It really was. I mean, obviously it was mostly Rob Van Dam, but still was a pretty good match.
And we still got our main event to go. Stairway to Hell, Just Incredible and Tommy Dreamer. It's going to get 2 1/4 stars. By the way, the Van Dam Scotty Anton match, only 3 stars. They liked the Tajiri match better. And of course he liked Jerry Lynn and Steve Corino better.
Yeah, that was the best one. That was the best one. Now, this final match, I watched most of it.
Oh, really?
There was some really off color, off the cuff.
You want me to play the commentary when Francine's coming to the ring?
It's not good. I mean, I know what they're saying. It's a play on words. Okay.
I understand.
Yeah. And it started with, Dawn Marie and.
Oh, I got you. She's on the stick.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, how many times are you going to sing Flamingo? You should show that video to Lois. See what she thinks.
You know what she'll say?
That's stupid.
That's stupid. Yeah. She does not have the sense of humor that we do, which is very apparent. So this is going to be a Stairway to Hell match.
For the world title.
For the first time, we are going to use, I understand, barbed wire. And how do you win this match?
Let's be clear. Barbed wire had been used on pay-per-view before. They even used it the year prior in WCW when it was a barbed wire steel cage first blood match with Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. Yep. And they used it in the very first pay-per-view, Barely Legal. I'm saying all that to say, this is the first time it was advertised ahead of time for ECW.
Gotcha.
But it's not, I'm only clarifying the WCW thing because I think in the promo he said, we're going to introduce barbed wire to pay-per-view, but it had already happened. He's going to maybe introduce it advertised in a match for ECW, but it had happened before. There he is. That's my world title belt, baby.
Is it really?
Yep.
Well, that's, they're still doing the package here. Who's this girl with him? Is that Jazz?
That's Jazz, former NWA Women's Champion and WWE. All right, here we go. We'll track it.
The Stairway to Hell matchup, barbed wire, finally comes to pay-per-view. Tommy Dreamer looking for revenge, redemption, and validation. He wants back what he feels is rightfully his, the ECW World Heavyweight title. Try something different.
Who really cares what you think? Aubrey, who's your pick for this main event matchup?
Anyone that's not with Francine, of course.
There you go, a lot of heat there.
Oh yeah.
A lot of heat in the ladies' dressing room.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's because I'm really hot. Look at me, Mr. Canada. I'm really hot.
Who are you, idiot?
This is just a shameless excuse to have her on television. This whole thing.
This is mine. This is a tremendous ladies' dinner. I mean, this is a demographic that we're going after.
I'm a demographic.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever that is. What does that mean?
Oh, you're a demographic.
Would you stop treating her like an object? It's disgusting.
There's nothing disgusting about me, Joey.
Do you have a Nielsen box? It's not popping a Nielsen, like I said.
Would you leave her box out of this, please?
You want to talk about her box?
No, I do not want to talk about her box.
I wrestle.
That's right, Joey. She wants to talk about her box. Let her talk about her box.
And there was.
If she wants to talk about her box, let her talk about her box.
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
Yeah, it's just kind of stupid.
I thought you were getting excited about seeing.
No, I was.
Francine just showed us where babies came from.
Well, yeah. Francine, no one could get in the ring like Francine. She knew how to get into the ring. And that's one of the things I loved about her.
You more into baby shoots or dookie shoots?
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't say anything.
Now there you see the, okay. I'm still trying to process what you just said. There you see the barbed wire above the ring. Now, just incredible. It looked like it was his, when he looked in the camera, was his right eye hurt, or is that like a...
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks like somebody hit him in the head with a Singapore cane.
Oh, yeah, or maybe it looked like, maybe it's a... see that eye all bloodshot?
Yeah, he's
maybe
got busted blood vessels in his eye for sure.
Or contact lens. I don't know. So this is your main event.
Stairway to Hell for the world title. Champs out first. Mm-hmm. Tommy Dreamer's going to come next.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eye on Francine. At some point, as she's jacking off the stick here, she's going to respond to the whole top gimmick. And look who it is. Jazz hanging out with Tommy Dreamer. He really was a big Dusty Rhodes fan.
Yes, he was.
Tommy Dreamer, of course, a part of Busted Open with your old pal Dave LaGreca.
Yeah, Dave LaGreca's a
friend of the show, Tommy Dreamer, and of course everybody's favorite, Mark Henry.
Mm-hmm. Say Mark Henry doesn't just take Dave LaGreca. So they're pointing.
Gorgeous George from WCW.
Wow. And no Macho Man Randy Savage around.
Nope.
She looks kind of rough here.
Boy, that's rude.
No, she does. I mean, when she was in she appeared in the WCW movie just about the time this thing was on the air.
Why are you mad at her? What's she?
I'm not mad at her. I'm mad at her. I'm just saying that this is not I don't know. Oh, there she goes. See Francine say something? She just told somebody to fuck off.
Well, that's probably a usual, normal thing, isn't it?
Well, of course it is.
I mean, your wife tells you to fuck off all the time.
Yeah, that's a usual, normal thing. You would be right.
What's the most you fucked off in a day?
Oh, I've fucked off entire weekends.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Whole weekend, just straight fucked?
Just nothing.
Oh. What was that
Doing
like?
Just doing nothing.
But what was it like?
But I don't know. It's like doing nothing.
Okay.
Sit down. You check. You see if you got messages. Check email. You play little video games. Maybe go out, walk the dog.
What are you playing now? I know you were doing Dead Red Redemption or whatever.
Yeah, I'm still doing that.
Okay.
It's like it's going to take me 800 hours, every bit of it.
Wait, who's got that kind of goddamn time?
Well, no one does. So that's why I do it in. I'll do it in. The most I'll sit down and play a video game is 2 hours.
2 hours per day, every day, 60 hours.
No, not. Some days sometimes I go weeks without playing it. You just can't do it. I mean,
Did you say you go weeks without playing with it?
Without playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. I don't know what the name of the game is.
RD2.
So that dude was in Star Wars, wasn't he? RD2.
Okay. RD-R2.
I don't know anything about R2.
No, I know you don't. Okay. But now this match should be getting underway here very soon.
Was he the gold one or the little egg-shaped vacuum trash can thing?
It was neither one. Okay.
One of them was gold and one
In RD-R2, the hero's name is Arthur Morgan. Arthur. And Arthur is an outlaw, but he's an outlaw with a conscience.
In space, though? But this happens in space.
No, it doesn't. It happens in right after the Civil War.
He's a little robot though in space on a ship with lasers.
But meanwhile, in the ring right now, we got a couple of guys.
Look, everybody's standing up.
It's a battle for Extreme Championship Wrestling. And all he wants in life, all Tommy Dreamer wants, is to be the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. All Tommy Dreamer wants in this world is to be the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. Apparently, the Sandman has shared a few too many beers with fans at ringside. Apparently, a drunken fan at ringside put his hands on Francine, and he and his friends are being escorted out of the building by ECW security.
Well, you can't really blame him. I mean, I like to put my drunken
Excuse me,
hands.
I can't see or possibly think of any reason why someone would want to put their hands on that.
Well, what do you think?
I think Taz is a sweetie pie.
Well, you're dead.
That's what the sign says. What the hell? Wow, that got kind of physical there, didn't it? And you see the guys that were doing the X with their arms. They were the culprits. Yeah. Wow. It just completely shut down this match, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't anything they could really do right then, I guess. But yeah, it totally shut everything down. Francine's in there. They just moved the belt. Credible was just sitting in a chair in the middle. They moved the chair out. Now they're going to get started.
Oh.
Look at the
And
crowd.
now there was a big
Look at
pop.
the crowd.
Dreamer loves it.
And Tommy Dreamer is feeding off this. This show of solidarity by the ECW locker room is feeding Tommy Dreamer.
Isn't that great?
It is.
I mean, they turned the negative into a positive.
They sure did.
Meltzer would write, Credible retains the ECW title, pinning Tommy Dreamer in 1458 in a Stairway to Hell, which means ladder and barbed wire match. Dreamer came out with both Jazz and the former Gorgeous George, who was only referred to as the Secret Weapon. The altercation took place just after the bell rang to start this match. It was about 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the match before it actually got started, and they never really got the crowd into it because of the other altercation, and these two had to rush through their match. Credible would bleed early. Dreamer took a bump off a supposed 15-foot ladder, which was about 2 feet tops taller than either Dreamer or Credible. Finish saw Dreamer climbing the ladder. Francine gives him a low blow, but Dreamer falls backwards onto her. Jazz and George get in the ring, teasing they were going to attack Francine, but George, wearing the biggest platform shoes in America, jumped Jazz. George and Francine teased the lesbian love scene. Francine tries a Bronco Buster, but Jazz kicks her low, then takes her top off. Francine was wearing tape over her nipples. Credible gives Jazz a tombstone. Dreamer uses a diamond cutter, which they call a Tommy Hawk, for a near fall. Dreamer gets the barbed wire and sets up barbed wire strands in a few places. Because time was running low, they only got to do a spot where Credible was crotched on barbed wire, and then Credible tombstone Dreamer on barbed wire for a near fall. Francine hit Credible when Dreamer reversed a whip, came for another full fall before Credible hit the pin with a second tombstone. The crowd was really unruly, pelting the ring with debris after the finish when the show ended. 2.25 stars. So seeing all the violence in this show and then a real life fight, which is always going to get people standing on their feet and paying attention and stop looking at the ring. It's hard to get them back. They try all the hijinks: blood, weapons, ladders, chairs, cat fights, lady Bronco busters, cooter shots, everything you can think of. And fans are just not as into it as maybe they hoped.
Now, the fight outside, was it happening at this time?
Yeah, those are brawl happening in the parking lot.
In the parking lot at this time. Okay.
And the cops are just watching, giggling. Thinking RASSLIN. That's wrestling.
That's wrestling. Yep. Here we go. We got high with RVD. That, as much as I wanted to pay attention, and I did, to that brawl on the outside, when that guy put up the sign that said Taz is a sweetie pie,
you lost it. That's it.
I did. I don't know what that's about. I don't get that. Maybe he does. I don't even want to tell him about that.
Maybe he does. Why don't you go ask him? Hey, I heard you were a sweetheart. Say it in person at the end of a long day.
No.
Wake him up in his hotel room at like 5 a.m. Knock on his door.
Hey, sweetie pie.
I heard you were a sweetie pie. What's that about?
No.
And then lean forward. Just see what happens.
Lean forward. I'll just lean forward. Here, grab my head. Choke me out. Suplex me. Tazplex me into the wall. No. Not at all. Oh, there's that 15-foot ladder.
15 feet.
Huh.
Oh my God. They're like the skinny Iron Sheik right there. This is bullshit, Bubba. Get the XPW out of here.
Fuck the XPW.
I am the real legend. Bring me the Christie Mist. Isn't it weird to think about porn stars getting old?
Yeah.
I just looked up. She's 46 now. Not saying that's old, just saying in 10 years, she'll be 56. And it's weird to think about 56-year-old porn stars when you're my age. When you're your age, you're probably like, why are you talking about Sika like that?
Yeah. And then in 20 years, she'll be 66.
No, Sika is 66.
Oh, okay.
She's your age.
Well, now it is a 50. I guess because he put it on the platform, it could be considered 15 feet in the air, right? Maybe not.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, they announced Psicosis as being 6'2" earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that's wrestling.
By the way, no mask, drinking blood. Oh, Lord. I feel like that's how you blow a knee out.
Fuck. What were you saying, by the way, before that bump?
Tommy Dreamer's dead. He just fell on concrete.
Jesus. Justin, get down there to see if he's okay.
Oh, my God, dude.
That was a fucking bump and a half, man.
What a forgotten bump, too.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Like, we remember all the Foley ones. I don't think enough people talk about Heatwave 2000.
Oh, man. That's something I got to talk to. I'm going to send Tommy a text about that.
You know something that just ruins my illusion of wrestling in a big way?
What?
Guess what the average attendance was in June of 2000? And by the way, it was up 26% from June of 99. So it's up 26%. And guess what the average attendance is?
You talking about of all the promotions combined?
No, ECW.
ECW.
June of 2000.
Really?
June of 2000, all of ECW. What do you think the average attendance is?
2,000.
No. Oh, I see. Your guess is 2,000 people.
Right.
1,317.
Whoa.
The prior year, they were just drawing over 1,000, 1,042. Here I am. This is my favorite promotion. And they, on average, draw 1,000 people. Damn. Hurts my feelings to even read that.
Well,
I don't want that for them.
Just goes to show you that, I guess they liked it, but didn't like it enough to come out and see it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it seems to me that ECW, you may have liked it, a TV show, but you may have looked at that crowd and say, I don't want to be a part of that. Right.
No, I was in it. I loved it. It was
well,
fun.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying a lot of people probably felt that way. Just spitballing here, wild guess. Why something that had such great action and such, acrobatic, crazy bullshit didn't draw enough fans. I don't know.
It was in the Observer this week that week, that Psicosis had just signed a deal for $1,500 a week. It's hard to imagine you get a talent like Psicosis for $82,000, but they did. It also says that he's having problems with Raven. He writes, regarding Raven, Paul Heyman disputed the version of the story from last week. He said he never nixed a match with Tajiri, that it was simply something he had come up with, but changed his mind to an angle with Rhino instead. Heyman said he never nixed a going away party for Raven, nor told him his quotes about not giving him a release were a work. He said Raven still doesn't have a release, and he's in no hurry to give him one, and that his current negotiations are the most important thing on the table because they affect what the company needs to stay in business, and he's not even going to address the subject until after those negotiations are concluded. And this is at the time when he's looking for big financial help. You see, Francine there, and look, here comes George, and here comes Jazz, and here comes the big twist. Teasing the beat down on Francine. Jazz says, let me start. Look at those platforms she's wearing. Meltzer was right. She nearly fell. She did fall. Man, there's the top heavy ring right now.
Jesus. Yeah, those platform shoes are brutal.
Here goes the Bronco Buster, and they missed it. Oh my God. Dude, can you imagine a boot to the no? Well, Jazz is giving her the old, what for?
Yeah. The fans not buying this, these women fighting.
No, there's no reaction to any of this.
Oh my God. Come on. Whoop.
That's what they wanted to see, and they got it. Big pop. Yep. The big X is over the gimmicks. She runs to the back. Oh, and incredible tombstone pile driver on Jazz. How about that shit? Like Tommy going for.
Oh,
there it is. The Tommy Hawk.
Oh, and he kicks out.
Anyway, what I was saying earlier is ECW is in trouble. Jay Hassman's group had talked about buying an ECW, which included current WCW vice presidents David Crockett and Rob Garner. And Crockett had told people he had already been approached by Hassman and had already turned him down about being part of any wrestling endeavor. But there's still rumors that maybe somebody is going to do something to save ECW financially. And we know that doesn't happen. They file bankruptcy, and ECW is no moss. But right now, Tommy Dreamer is trying to end ECW here in 2000 as he covers the ring ropes with barbed wire. He had bigger plans for it, but then actually working with it was probably tougher than he imagined.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of times the thought process does not equal what happens in the ring.
So barbed wire to the gonads.
Mm-hmm.
Now Tommy Dreamer's trying to go for his finish, but nope. Instead, Just Incredible is going to turn it into the world's biggest tombstone. Right on the barbed wire. That should do it.
No, he kicked out.
Right shoulder's up. The right shoulder's up.
I love Joey Styles.
Mm.
I hope he comes back to wrestling one day.
He kicked out again. Well, they're doing what they can here at the end here, man.
Yeah, they're trying. They're working hard.
Yeah, they are.
Here comes the big tombstone, and that's going to do it.
Grab on the barbed wire.
So there it is. Just Incredible is your winner, and he retains the world championship. And you see fans start throwing some trash in the ring. Speaking of trash, next week we will visit a little person masturbating furiously in a trash can. RASSLIN, that's wrestling, especially when it comes to TNA. If you haven't already, join this on the Impact Plus app. The Impact Plus app is what you need. I think it's like $7.99 a month. And you can watch this with Tony and I next week. And Tony, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward to hearing what you think about a little person whacking it off in a trash can.
Well, that's entertainment, I guess. And it was back at that time. I'll be interested to see exactly what was said about that.
Well, it's fun to see, TNA in the very, very early days and its initial incarnation and what Jarrett and his dad and Russo sort of had a vision for. Good, bad, and ugly. So that's what we're doing next week. You can get all these shows early and ad free over at adfreeshows.com. And of course, you're welcome to join our little gang over at patreon.com/WHW Monday. But as for now, Tony, it feels like it's about that time.
It's about that time, and this one-on-one matchup will feature Dave Silva of Flea Market fame going up against Taz of Sweetie Pie fame. And these two combatants look to butt heads, and they're off. And he grabs Dave Silva by the head. He does a good standing switch and rolls him up. Oh, he can't get him over. Sweetie Pie, Sweetie Pie, Sweetie Pie. We're desperately out of time. See you next week on What Happened When. Mondays we're on Patreon. Wednesdays we're on Westwood One. And don't forget, ad-free shows each and every week. We'll see you next week on
Patron.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.